자, 안녕하세요. 오늘은 공주를 죽여야 되는 게임 슬레이 더 프린세스입니다. 이 게임이 엄청나게 기괴하다고 하는데 한글 패치가 나온 지 얼마 안 됐다고 합니다. 일단 번역자님들께 감사의 마음을 표하면서 어디 한번 재밌게 플레이해보도록 하죠. 출발하도록 합시다. 근데 벌써부터 느껴지는 이 동만두의 기운. 챕터 1 공주와 영웅.
You're on a path
어머.
in the woods.
어머, 해석도 해줘요.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
아무튼 뭐
is a princess.
공주님이 그 오두막의 지하실에 뭐 갇혀 있는 것 같네요.
You're here to slay her.
에?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
공주님을 죽여야 되는 게 나의 역할인데 공주님을 죽이지 않으면 세상이 멸망할 것이다. 헉! 뭐야 이거? 잠깐만, 캠을 아래로 둬야 될 것 같습니다. 자, 긴급 수정. 캠을 좀 줄이고 채팅창을 어디로 보내야 되지 이거? 오른쪽에 둬도 괜찮겠습니까? 채팅창을 두기가 좀 애매한데. 좋아요. 아, 내가 선택지를 할 수 있는 거야 이거? 탐색, 멸망, 그게 무슨 소리지? 탐색. 애초에 공주를 가둬놨기 때문에 공주가 세상 끝장내려고 하는 거 아니야? 아, 그러니까 나를 이렇게 가둬버린 인간들을 증오한다 이래가지고 이제 공주가 세상을 끝내려고 해가지고 우리가 공주를 죽여야 돼. 유르사나이 이렇게 돼가지고. 아니면 아무리 그래도 공주를 죽이다니 너무 심하지 않아? 아, 이거 루다시치 같은 이거 생각이야. 이거 우리 루다시치 같은 생각이야. 이거 나 말고 다른 사람에게 맡길 순 없는 거야? 아, 이거 싫어. 할 거면 내가 하는 게 낫지. 됐어, 난 안 할래. 이거 짬타언니. 됐어, 난 안 할래. 내가 세상에 끝장난다고 해도 신경 쓰지 않을 거란 가능성은 생각 안 해봤어? 야, 선택지가 왜 이렇게 많아요 이거? 뭐야? 세상에 망하든가 말든가. 그럼 이 썩어 빠진 세상부터 뒤집어 보던가. 이거 아니야? 뭐야? 일에 보상 같은 건 없어? 아, 그렇군. 설명해줘서 고마워. 좋았어. 군주의 목을 치러 가볼까? 혁명! 레볼루션! 조용히 오두막에 간다. 돌아서서 떠난다. 와, 야, 선택지 맛있는데 이거? 야, 오늘 이악 물고 전국길 잘했다. 야, 이거 진짜 선택지 너무 맛있다. 시작부터. 그런데 여기는 왜 볼드체인가? 자, 일단 여러분들 이게 뭐 N회차인지 1회차인지 뭐 다회차인지는 제가 모릅니다. 아무 정보가 없고 오로지 그 썸네일만 보고 이걸 너무 하고 싶었기 때문에 한번 저희의 느낌대로 제가 용사가 딱 됐을 때 그걸로 과몰입을 해서 한번 가보도록 할게요. 멸망이라니. 아니야. 이것도 아니야. 이것도 아니야. 이것도 아니야. 이것도 아니야. 이것도 아니야. 이것도 아니야. 저는 이거 아니면 이거. 아, 설명해줘서 고마워. 아니면은 일단 조용히 가본다. 일단 한번 가볼까? 뭐 공주가 있기는 해? 하고 일단 내용을 좀 더 얻고는 싶은데 조용히 일단 가보도록 하겠습니다. 저 좀 음습해가지고.
Make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
오케이. 어머, 저기 지하실에 갇혀져 있대.
A warning before you go any further.
경고한다고?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
어머.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
아니지. 우리가 그 마리오 시리즈만 봐도 이 피치 공주 이거 일부러 잡혀가죠? 이거 일부러 잡혀가지고 마리오 구해오라고 이제 그 동만두 피치련 저거.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
저자는 무시하세요. 자기가 무슨 말인지도 모를 겁니다. 일단 오도막에 들어간다. 어머, 문을 그냥 열어주는데요?
The interior of the cabin is almost
게임 너무
entirely
재밌다.
bare.
시작부터.
The air is stale and musty, and the
벌써
floor and walls
음습해요.
are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on
흥미롭네요.
that table is
진짜.
a pristine blade.
자, 일단 탁자 위에는 단검이 놓여 있습니다.
The blade is your implement.
나의 무기야? 나의
You'll need
유일한
it
무기인
if you
거야?
want to do this right.
일단 가져가야지. 뭐 모르잖아. 나를 지켜야지. 이렇게 음습한 곳에 오는데 아무 무기도 없이 들어옵니까?
You take the
가져갑시다.
blade from the table.
뭔
It'd be
용사가
rather
파밍도 안 하고
difficult to
가?
slay the princess and save the world without it.
들어간다야? 어우 선택지 너무 몇 개 없다.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated
어머.
by an unseen light in the room
어머
below.
음습해!
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
어머
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
죽여줘.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
오 공주. 동만두의 느낌이다.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
보통 인연이 아닌데 이거?
Don't let it fool you.
보자. 아예
It's
한번
all
들어가서
part
내가
of the
판단해볼게.
manipulation.
내가 판단해볼게. 아니 여기서 너무 성격이 드러나는 게 안녕? 이거 그냥 괜찮은지 보라서 이거는 통수 치려는 거고 안녕 널 죽이러 왔는데 이거 그냥 말없이 당금 들고 계단 내려가는 거는 거의 그거 약간 정신이 좀 약간 그러잖아. 근데 나는 이렇게 막 이거는 세 번째 선택지는 약간 그 이거 아니야 이거 널 죽이러 왔는데 약간 이런 그런 모먼트여가지고 3번은 좀 나랑은 안 어울려서 아 뭐지? 저라면은 그냥 하고 그냥 계단 내려갈 것 같거든요? 그냥 왜냐면 얘를 죽이러 왔잖아. 죽이러 왔기 때문에 말을 못할 것 같아요. 미안해가지고.
Good. You're
저
still
일단
listening
조용히
to us.
내려갈게요. 저 실제 성격이거든요. 예, 그 방송용 게이퍼리아스가 아니고 실제 성격이라서. 어머.
You walk down the stairs and
눈
lock eyes
마주쳤다.
with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her
뭐
wrist.
되게 위협적이진
binding her to the
않아.
far
그 묶여
wall of the
계셔가지고.
basement. She's so coldly beautiful.
또 얼굴은 예쁜 거야.
Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
오케이.
And there you are. Are you here to
수많은
kill
사람들
me or
죽이러 온 거야
something?
설마? 이건 아니고 아니 아직 결정하지 않았어. 대화하러 왔어. 귤려고 죽었는데 이건 아닙니다. 이것도 아니고 그러니까 솔직히 아직 결정하진 않았거든. 너 하는 거 봐서 아니 그러니까 일단 뭐 세상을 구해야 되긴 한데 이게 해설자가 거짓말을 하는 걸 수도 있잖아. 공주가 또 억울할 수도 있잖아. 그래가지고 아직 결정을 못했어요 저. 너 하는 거 봐서.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
칼 내려놔. 칼 내려놓고 대답해. 칼 내려놓고 대화해. 뭐
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
아니야 내려놓는 순간
Don't you dare.
왠지 이거 풀어가지고
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster.
괴물로
Killing
변하는 거
someone
아니야?
in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
아니 난 오히려 이거 한번 해가지고 그 단단히 쥐어야지. 이럴수록 위험해. 일단 해야진 않을 거지만 여기서 그래 어이 의심을 풀라고. 왜 의심 풀어야 돼? 죽이러 온 거 맞잖아. 근데 네 하는 거 봐서 죽일지 살릴지 본다고.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
아니 이런 눈 벌써부터 기 존나 센 표정으로 이러고 쳐다보고 있어 지금.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
기존센가 이거?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
뭐야 블러핑이냐 기존세냐?
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have,
아니 근데
you'll have
그동안
to get close enough to use
얘
it.
죽이러 온 사람들 꽤 있었을 거 아니야.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
뭔가 대화를 좀 해보고 싶은데 공주가 우리를 죽이면 어떡하냐? 비무장 상태인 게 확실한 거야? 그냥 대화를 할까? 단검을 떨어뜨릴 생각은 없다. 단검을 떨어뜨린다. 공주를 죽인다. 너무 정보가 없어. 너무 정보가 없어. 이대로 그냥 죽이면은 뭔가 첫 번째 엔딩을 볼 것 같아가지고 저는 일단은 2번 가도록 하겠습니다. 네, 왜냐면 정보를 좀 얻고 싶어가지고 너무 아무것도 없이 죽여버리는 것도 좀 그렇고.
I'm positive.
그럴 거라고? 이놈 새끼 이거.
I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
그리고 이 족쇄가 무기일 수 있어. 사일러스처럼. 갑자기 여기서 이렇게 해가지고 그렇게 하면 어떡해.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
아씨 근데 칼은 말 못 내려놓을 것 같은데. 떨어뜨릴 생각은 없다.
Then I'm not talking to you.
아 진짜 심리전 분고수네 얘. 좋아 그럼 뭐 교착 상태네.
I guess we are.
그래 똑같이 기존세로 가.
For the love of everything, just slay her. Or drop the blade. Do something.
정말 대화할 생각 없어?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of
고집쟁이
you
이거.
can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take
내가
the
먼저?
initiative here.
그래 일단 한번 얘기나 해봅시다. 그래.
The blade tumbles
근데
out
또
of your
열받네.
trembling
어차피
hands
떨어뜨릴 거 너무
and
늦게
drops to the
떨어뜨렸네.
floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Oh,
Maybe
thank
now we
you.
can just talk.
턱 해봅시다. 턱.
Against your better judgment,
눈깔 뭐야,
you
이거?
step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
어머.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
남자들이랑
You're going to need
예쁜 여자가 오라고 하면 오고 칼 넣으라 하면 놓고 진짜 열받네요.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a
벌써 이런
relationship.
표정으로 감성팔이하고 진짜 선택지 진짜 열받아 진짜. 어떻게 해야 될까? 이름 내가 널 왜 죽으러 온지 알아? 아니야 있잖아. 이거 아님 이걸로 하고 싶거든요. 네가 세상을 멸망시킬 거라는 사람들이 있는데 거기에 대해서 할 말이 있냐? 저는 이걸로 하겠습니다. 궁금해서.
Don't just tell her that.
해설자 이 새끼 약간 분탕충 같은데 이거? 아닌가?
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
얼굴은
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
침묵은 좀 별로야. 약간 대화할 때 그래도 말은 해야 될 것 같아가지고 내가 볼 때는 이거 갑자기 이쪽 스투코프 마냥 갑자기 욱 해가지고 갑자기 괴물이 맞았습니다 이럴까봐 또 그러면 어떡해요. 그렇기 때문에 난 네가 알려줄 거라고 생각을 했다. 응?
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
벅차다고?
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable
도대체
of
얘
doing
정체는
it.
뭐길래?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is
Sure.
about whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world. But they didn't tell you why.
이것도 맞는 말이긴 해.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've
어쨌든
listened.
대화를 좀 잘 해봅시다.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
착한 계획들?
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
아니 나도 널 모르고 너도 날 모르는데 왜 뭐 어쩌라고.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth
너 나 알아?
anything.
진짜 꿀밤 마렵네.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
목적 없는 신뢰를 원한다고?
So do you trust me?
뭘 믿고?
The prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world. Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is
여기도
about
볼드체다.
risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
또 이 선택지 이거. 대화는 이제 충분해. 아니야. 어떻게 해야 여기서 나가게 할 수 있지? 그것도 아니야 딱히. 이름만 한번 물어볼까요? 여기 얼마나 있었는지.
Too long.
아주 오래? 그 아주 오래가 어느 정도 척도인지.
Again, she offers no specifics.
되게 두루뭉술 얘기하네.
You'll never get a straight answer out of her.
이름.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness.
대답.
Or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
일단 그래 예의상 이거 한번 더 물어보겠습니다.
You can't. Don't bother.
못 데리고 나간다고?
I'm guessing you don't have the key then.
열쇠?
I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
갑자기 칼 떨고 다녔다가 칼 주워라고 했다가?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
어.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. She is. I'm sure of it.
충분해.
Oh, have you decided what to do with
아직
me?
정보를 많이
You
얻진
know
못했지만.
why you're here.
에? 족쇄를 조사한다. 널 여기 좀 더 가둬둘 거야. 어떻게 할지 결정하지. 공주를 가둔다. 이거 족쇄 조사하다가 이거 둘 중 하나야. 사일러스 아니면은 스투코프야 이거. 롤 아니면 히오스다 이거. 이거 아니다 이거. 근데 지금 죽이기엔 좀 무서워서 일단 가둬버리겠습니다.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon,
일단
she will
냅둬
find a way
냅둬.
out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
무서워. 빨간 글씨도 됐어.
And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
맨해란 양 보소 이거.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
지금 저런 말로 지금 아니야. 싫어. 족쇄 안 살필 거야.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins.
아니 뭐 이유를 알아야지. 큰일 났네.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here
한번
and keep watch.
감시해보자. 아니 얘
No one has to die.
본성에 드러날 때까지.
You're making a mistake.
뭐?
You turn your back to the princess.
도망.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains.
족쇄를
She
빼낸다고?
can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you
나
hear the
아무것도
conviction
안
in her voice?
지금 지 안 꺼내줬다고 나한테
I don't
협박하는
think
거야?
she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she?
아니야.
You'll be the death of all of us, but fine.
뭐 나라 망하는 거 한번 구경이나 해보자. 보자. 뭐 진짜
You close the
망하는지
basement door, locking it behind you
바리게이트나
and quickly
세워서
barricading it with a heavy wooden table that once held the
불구경이나
way.
해보자.
Okay, we can make this work.
그래.
We settle in against the far
아니 한번
wall.
보자 어떻게
watch the
되는지. 나도
basement
궁금하다.
door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still
어머 씨발 이거 귀신 맞네 이거 님들.
It's not like this
어머,
little
어머,
door
어머.
will hold for very long
아니 이거
anyway.
아니요.
It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
아니야 이런 년들은 이거 같은 편 먹어도 통수를 치기 때문에.
Sounds terrifying.
어머.
Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like
그거다.
something out
그
of a nightmare.
유튜브 족 같은 광고 월드컵에 나오는 막 공주한테 막 갔다가 막 먹어버려가지고 막 뱉어버리고 그 광고 같네요.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to
공주를
shut
믿기.
her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece.
아니 나 너 안
I
죽였잖아.
won't forget you did. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
아니 이미 적으로 돌렸구만 뭘.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
그리고 여기 계단까지 올라온 거잖아 지금 쇠사슬 있는데도. 어? 그 너 괴물 맞잖아.
I could be innocent and harmless if I'm
여기까지 계단으로 올라온
Teasing me
거네.
with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can.
사실
and
용사님은
pull up against
오들오들
the
떨고
wall.
있었습니다.
You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the
땡.
cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar.
죽였어야 됐나?
Its lock broken. And where is she?
How can we get out of that awful basement?
씨발.
You try and
뭐야,
stumble
이거?
to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply... It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes
뭐야
in
이거
waves.
처음부터 죽일 수도 없잖아.
First your toes go numb. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the
해설자도
truth.
금탕충이네 이거.
Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps
어머
closer,
눈깔.
one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little swing around the
해보자는
pillow.
건가? 진짜 얼탱이가 없네. 아니 지금 어디다 지금 들이대고 있어.
What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here.
지금
We could have
감히
done such wonderful things
내가
together.
널 뭐 도와서 못 주겠다는 거야. 날 속인 거니?
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
어디 한번 해보자.
It can't be.
어? 어디 갔어?
This can't
뭐야 나
actually be
죽었어?
how everything ends. I'm sorry,
엥?
but it is. Everything goes dark. and
와
you
1회차
die.
노잼. 에? 아니네 챕터 2네? 오잉?
You're on a path in the woods,
어?
and at the end of that path is a cabin.
에?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will
뭐야?
be the end of the world.
잠깐 이거 일어났던 일 아니야?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly
아
haven't been a part
느낌
of it.
왔다 느낌
We've just
왔어.
met for the first
아
time,
느낌
you and
왔다
I.
느낌 왔어 이거. 아 오케이 정신 똑바로 차려야겠네요.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Shh. What if he
루프물인가?
hears us?
편집 중에
That's a
목소리.
very good question, little
이거
voice.
조현병
What if he does
왕자님
hear?
아니야? 아니 용사님 아니야?
Shit. I think you'll find
지
yourselves
혼자서-
very hard pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that
알고
it matters
보니
right now, because like I
로그라이크였던 거임
said,
드드드.
this is the first time we've met.
세상을 구하자고. 야
Those are two very different
일단
questions,
해설자를
but
좀
fine,
닥달해야겠어.
I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, we still
편집 중에
can't.
목소리래.
All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out? No comment. Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually... And your solution is to send us back in there.
어머.
Do you want us to slay the princess? Or do you want the princess to... Obviously, I want you to slay her.
그러니까 지금 일단
One
첫
of you poses a threat to the
번째에서
world, and the other
공주가
doesn't.
괴물이라는 거를 알긴 알았죠?
Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences.
근데 다시
You
살아
were killed by the
돌아왔다?
princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. Sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the
이번엔
way she just...
죽여버릴까?
And that's
그러면
only scratching the
이 다음에 또
surface.
죽으면은?
If what you said is true, it begs the
목소리
question
또
of how you
들리고.
got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or have you found yourself in another world altogether? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her?
아우 말 많아. 그냥 오두막으로 갈걸 이런.
I want you to succeed.
야, 내가 볼 땐 이 해설자 이 새끼가
You'll find a
제일
way.
꺼림칙해
You're the
이거.
only one who can.
이거 안 돼 이 새끼 이거. 아유 씨. 빨리 가. 빨리 가. 내가 직접 보고 판단해. 이런 그지 같은 새끼 이거.
Before you go any
뭐
further,
경고하지
she
마.
will lie. I don't think
알았어.
lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with
공주가
us
엄청
last time.
기존세였어요, 그죠?
Or at least she was direct with us after we decided
엄청
to lock her away.
기존세였고
It doesn't matter. Don't trust
아무도 믿지 마.
anyone.
오도막에 들어간다. 야 이거 신기하다. 챕터 1이 끝난 줄 알았는데 챕터 2로 넘어왔네요. 공주의
The
인격도 여러
interior
배.
of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
넘어져 있네.
The blade is your implement. Hold on. What happened to the door?
문도 없네요.
There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves
공주가
together.
칼
The
내려놓으라고 한 거
princess has not
보면은
already gotten out.
칼이 무섭긴
If you
한가
keep
봐.
getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the
공주가
job done.
차 창문의 그림자? 아 씨발! 일부러 얘기했지. 여기 여기도 있다. 난 이거 봤거든? 여기 이거도 있네. 아니 난 이것만 보고 있었지.
So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and
죽어.
only you can do it.
보자. 거울 이거 없었나? 아까 판에? 오두막 전체 기억과 좀 달라.
Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right?
아 이게 공주였어?
She knows
아니
that
이거
we're here.
팩맨에 나오는 그 유령들 아니냐?
Calm
든든든든든든든든.
down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here
전생
before.
타령은 그만두기.
Enough of this
3다운.
past life, so focus up.
오케이. 그럼 거울에 다가간다.
You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. It's a
저기야?
wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
거울을 닦는다.
You reach
뭐야?
forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
뭐야 내가 괴물이야?
Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he
아니
wanted
여러분
it
이거
so
약간 그거
bad.
아니야? 그 모든 세계관이 좀 약간 같이 이렇게 어우러져가지고 저는 약간 그거인 거지. 이제 그 뭐라 해야 되지? 약간 셀라멘다 용사? 약간 그런 거 아니야? 좀 셀라멘다 용사 같은 그런 느낌 아닌가? 리자도맨? 일단 다 들고
You reach
들어가자.
down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world
반드시
without a
들고
weapon.
가야지.
Good. Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough though?
뭐 칼,
Couldn't
폭탄
you
이런
have
건 없고.
given us something else? The blade is the only thing you need to finish
오,
your
단검이면
task.
충분하대요.
You're more than capable
생각보다
of
막
pulling this
그렇게
off,
위협적이진
so
않나
long as you
봐.
don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
일단 들어가 보자. 뭐 어떤 꼬라지로 있는지 한번.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of
뭐야?
isolated
어머, 이거 뭐야, 이거 뭐야?
steps. More eyes too. You never mentioned the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh
이게
and
뭐람?
blood. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need
뭐야?
a game
전이랑
plan.
이어지는 거
Last time we were
맞네.
here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
칼을. 야 이거 연계 소문. 그거 뮤탈 3 쿠션도 아니고 이거 네가 될 것 같아? 나 이거 안 돼. 이거 이경험술 이거 안 된다잉. 대화 안 돼. 뛰어내린다 안 돼. 조용히 내려간다.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky
갈림길이란
black
게
of the
존재는 하는
basement
거야 이거?
mark where the floor should be. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this
근데
place is?
공주 편에 서도 죽을 것 같거든요.
No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it
근데 일단
certainly
제가
isn't
사람이
you.
아니라는 걸 알았어요. 제가 셀러맨더 용사 같거든요.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary
일단 손이
basement.
사람이 아니어서.
We're going to die down here.
아우 좀 조용히 해봐.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things...
I
알았어.
wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter.
우수법.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you
어머
are.
이게 어머 동만두. 어머 동만두. 어머머머. 너
As the princess
깜짝이야.
approaches, your legs suddenly go
어머
numb.
완전 동만두.
Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
또 죽나?
And you brought your little knife with you again.
There has to be
칼을
a way
안
out
들고
of
와야
this.
되나?
Think. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to
공주는
be
원래
like
이렇지
this.
않은데? 근데 지금 이러고 있잖아.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you.
Your blood begins to coagulate.
아
It's as if every part of
깜짝이야.
your being is coming
나
to a
아무것도 안 하고
lurching
죽었는데 어떡해?
heart,
어,
lungs, liver. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of
어머.
air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function? And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever
아
you
막
were
그냥
doing,
죽여버려야겠다.
please
이거 안
just start
되겠다
doing it
근데.
again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want? Or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left.
해설자를 믿기, 공주를 믿기.
Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs.
입 닥쳐.
Again, your eyes shoot
어머.
open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you?
Nerves.
Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than
동만두 그
dead.
자체인데?
Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us.
왜지?
Why?
놀고 싶은 건가 그냥?
The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill
의도를
intent.
모르겠어.
Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her.
왜 바로 죽이지 않는 걸까? 살려두는 이유가 뭔가? 죽이고 나면 무슨 일이
해설자를
있었는가?
들어올린다.
Nerves. Heart.
넌 미쳤다. 나 협력하면 장기들을 드러내는 걸 좀 멈춘다. 내가 널 죽인다면 어떠냐? 협력할 수 있다. 협력은 안 될 것 같아. 단검을 버리고 악몽과 남자. 여기가 악몽 아닌가? 엥? 좋아. 함께 나가자. 함께 떠난다? 갑자기 지금 날 공격하는 애랑 이렇게 네가 이겼어. 여기서 나가자. 도망간다. 공주를 죽인다? 선택지가 레전드인데 도망쳐도 안 될 것 같거든요. 도망쳐도 안 될 것 같고 일단 뭘 원하는지 한번 물어보고 싶어요.
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then, well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you are here
뭐
too.
그럼
I don't think I can live without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I...
Heart. Lungs. Liver. Nerves. Heart. Lungs.
저기
Liver.
좀 멈추어다오. 저기
I am what I am. It's
멈추어다오.
not my fault that you can't
목숨 한번
handle
구걸하겠습니다.
being around me.
Liver. Nerves.
아, 지금 말이 안 통할 것 같은데.
Lungs. Liver.
아,
Nerves. Heart.
보자.
Liver. Nerves. Heart.
아, 시끄러워.
Liver. Nerves.
아,
Your will
아우 시끄러워.
concentrates into a
진짜.
single fire
아, 미쳐버리겠네.
point, and you strike out against the princess.
아니
ignoring the
나는 저
constant reminders of
녀석이
your breaking body.
저 녀석이 차라리 막 와가지고 나가고 싶어 제발 이랬으면은 그래 나가자 이럴 수 있는데 이지라 하니까는 계열받잖아.
Doesn't even move as the blade sinks into her heart. We did it. We actually did it.
이 새끼 눈깔 움직일 것 같은데?
You actually went for it. Oh, you're going to regret this. I could be so much more terrible for you than I am now.
Heart. Can she?
뭐야?
We've already seen how she can change.
You're not getting those stairs back. I'll see
뭘
you
해도
when
난
you
죽는
finally
건가?
decide to die.
She
어머.
falls to the ground, unmoving.
묘용?
Oh. I can stop now, can't I? I can. Finally. And now that she's gone, you can let us out of here. But she was the one who controlled this place,
뭐?
wasn't she? And now she's dead.
설마
I don't like to think what that means
못
for
나가는
us.
건가?
It means that you're stuck here.
야!
Forever.
이 해설자가 분탕충이다 이 새끼.
Oh no. Oh no no
이거-
no 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 no.
이거 해설자가 분탕충이다.
Time passes. Forever's gonna end.
안 되겠다.
Eventually, right? No, it won't. That's the whole point of
해설자를
forever.
들어
It
올린다.
doesn't end.
내린다.
Feels sick. It doesn't have to be forever.
그럼 이제 이 편집 중에 목소리랑 그 해설자랑 영웅이랑 셋이서
We still have a way out, clutched in our hand. Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? Won't
야,
we be
도대체 이게
dead?
무슨 의미일까?
That's a terrible idea. You've already saved the entire world from ruin. Why? Because right now, you don't want us to do. You're right. I don't. But if we've already saved the world, then why does it matter if we die?
뭐지?
Why? I just do. I value life. Why? What do you mean, why?
저 판단
Well, it's
완료.
perfectly reasonable to value life. Exactly. I don't have to answer
해설자
that.
죽여버리겠습니다. 고로시 한번 단검 한번 뽑아볼게요.
You remove the blade from the
이걸로
princess's
해설자
body.
찔러버리게.
What exactly are you planning on
너,
doing with it?
너 일로 와. 왜 없지? 왜 해설자를 찌른다라는 선택지는 없죠? 넌 어떻게 할래?
I'm stuck here with you. I wish I weren't.
너도 갇혔어?
Feelings mutual. At least we're all being honest.
나 죽으려고 하는 거야? 에잇?
Oh no, what are you doing? You tighten your grip and fling the blade as hard as you can into the void.
그래.
It's gone. Now you're really stuck here forever.
이 썩어 빠진 세상부터 뒤집어 보시던가.
More time
기다려.
passes. You're still here.
그냥 뭐 있어. 기다린다.
More time passes.
기다린다.
More time.
기다린다. 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 아우 씨발.
Ah yes, the whole looping thing. How unfortunate.
애초에
You were
선택지가
only
없네요.
supposed to be here once. I don't like the way you said that. You knew this was a possibility. Of course I did. Though I'd rather hoped I was the first one.
그래.
That explains a lot, though. Oh, you bastard. How much are you not telling?
해설자가 만약에 근원 같다.
Plenty. But it's all in your best interest. And the world's.
전부
And mine.
당신을 위해서요?
She's dead and we're stuck in a hell void forever. How could telling us your secrets possibly hurt anyone? It just can. Look, this world is saved, but if you start over, for all you know, you're just putting another world in danger. I've already said too much, really. You won't get another word out of me on the
아니
subject.
감히 용사님이 나에게 그럼 나는 뭐 공주를 찔러 죽이게 하는 나는 도구고 지는 뭐라도 되는 줄 알아? 네 얘기를 좀 해라.
No.
뭐?
Still no.
뭐?
You're not going to wear me down.
뭐? 이 엄청난 고집쟁이네 이거.
Oh, we should ask him one more time. He's on the cusp of sharing his secrets. I can feel it. I'm not.
뭐?
Either way, at least needling him is something to do. The
비밀.
narrator ignores you. You can't just describe
계속
yourself
가서
ignoring
집요하게
us.
계속 물어보자. 이거 안 되겠다.
I can. The
비밀?
narrator continues. Oh, you could do a lot better than us.
알람.
Exactly. You'll be fine here. Just come up with a game or something to pass the
이거
time.
혹시 할복할 때까지 기다리는 건가?
That's a grim thought, isn't it?
그냥 이렇게 된 거 다 물어보자.
But I suppose you're right. You are a creature of biology.
영원
Something will happen to you
ANE
before forever
그런
comes along. You really shouldn't have gotten rid of the
뭐?
blade. It was our way out. Now, if we're going to be stuck here until we starve, we
스말놈들
really
난파
shouldn't be at
지리네.
each other's throats. Unlike you, I'm not capable of being lonely. Oh, sure you are. Give it some time without us, and I'm sure you'll start feeling lonely. You wait,
축하드립니다.
and then you wait for a little
아
while.
뭐야 이거 아사 엔딩이야?
But eventually the thirst sets in, and the hunger. The darkness of this place prevents you from wholly grasping the context of passing time, but that doesn't stop it from passing. The only things you know for certain are that it's long
아사 엔딩인데요?
and that it hurts. We really shouldn't have tossed the
뭐?
blade. No, you really shouldn't have. But biology and time are immutable forces, and eventually, long before forever gets the chance to come, don't muck it up next time.
엥?
The princess may be
히
slain
단검
here,
발사.
but she isn't slain there.
에? 망령. 야 이거 되게 기괴하다.
You're on a path in the wood.
너무 마음에 들어. 아,
This
숲속도
really doesn't end, does
이상해.
it? It
야.
doesn't matter if we kill her. It doesn't matter if she
기괴한데?
kills us. It just goes
거미숲
on
아니야, 거미숲?
and on and on and on. Yes, so it does. No, there has to be a way out of here. There just has to be. What if we do what she asked us to last time? Okay. So
한번 공주 데리고 한번
you've already
나가봐야겠다.
been
이거 안
here.
되겠다.
More than once, even.
해설자 인연을
Correct.
죽여야 돼.
선택지에 이기어 검수를 있었을 때 썼어야 했어.
연계소문 권법을 썼어야 됐어.
If she gets out, the world ends and everyone ends with it. Oh, threatening us with death, are we? And why should we be afraid of dying? All death has done is shunt us back to these woods, where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings again. This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it, but that's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the
아,
path isn't the
길이
same, it means that her
아.
influence is spreading. And the world has already
그러면은
started
이게 약간
to end.
그건 거 같네. 그 섹터별로 공주들이 있는데 얘네들 다 죽여야 세상을 구하는 건 거야? 이거?
Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always
그리고
take that
해설자는 나한테
information
아직
as a
비밀이
sign
많아.
of goodwill between us and to do your job. Or
이 새끼. 우리가 오두막에 안 가면은
then she finds a way out on her own.
공주가 스스로 빠져나온다.
So, standing around out here is the same as us letting her out. Only we don't have to see her. That's got to be better. No, it's strictly worse.
더 나쁘다고?
And why is that? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is always worse than the known.
근데 공주
But
죽여도 나
really, all
죽잖아요.
you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options. The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion
네?
is holding you back from doing that is just that. Suspiciously quick. If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no. Is that supposed to be a riddle?
냉혈의 목소리?
If it is, I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything,
이 새끼
in
이거
effect making them all separate.
가출한 사스케 vs 하치만 vs 이 새끼 그 저기 내가 열받아하는 그 애들이 있어요 시즌별로. 그런 애들 싹 다 모아놓고 이 해설자랑 씨발 배틀 토론 뜨게 해버려야 돼. 걔 열받게 하는 진짜.
So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different.
진짜 다들 모아놓고 비빔밥 만들어버리고
I'm
싶네.
not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can
해설자를
take care of
죽이게 만들자.
They've clearly all been
그래.
through some harrowing experiences.
공주가 해설자를
Don't let
입
their
다물게.
baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly.
보자. 한번 탐색 끝까지
You're
가보자.
making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever. Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the
변곡점에
path is
달렸다.
different. Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't. And you can just keep making the correct choice forever, never deviating.
Everyone is manipulating us, but we're starting to see the threads now. We just have to avoid getting tangled up in them.
On second thought, let's not kill him.
냉혈의
Let's throw
목소리
him
나와 아주
someplace
잘
that never
맞는데.
ends.
저 새끼 던져버리자.
You continue
가자.
on the path towards
던져버리자. 아니 저기 가서 안 되겠다.
It isn't long before you're steps away
오두막은
from your
그대로
destination.
있네.
I don't think you need any words of warning.
I don't like any of our options here. It feels like we're being driven down the tracks to some awful inevitability. Maybe letting her out really is the answer.
이 새끼는 진짜 편집증.
Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her. It sounds like somebody's about to.
들어가자. 저 새끼 말 들을 필요가 없어.
The interior of the cabin is long and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush. The only furniture of note is... That's strange.
거울을 자꾸 보여주네요.
What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains.
설마
Of course there isn't a mirror.
거울이
There wasn't
오히려 뭐
one
봉인할
last
수 있는
time
그런 거
either,
아니야?
So why would it be there this time?
I suppose the only way to go is forward.
거울에 다가간다.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz
나에게만
with
보이는
trepidation,
거울
the chill
같은데요?
wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward towards the dark.
Oh, do we? Do we feel like we're being watched? I hadn't noticed. At least you're admitting to it now.
어머,
You
어머.
stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever
아니 나도 이미
mirror is attached to you
미쳐가는
there.
건가? 헉, 거울을 또 닦는다.
This is it. The mirror's going to go away, and she's going to startle us.
You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening.
Oh, that was a
뭐야
close
진짜
one.
거울 없나?
All that stress and lead up for nothing.
Helplessly staring into the void. I'm glad I made a lasting impression.
Shit, where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long. Your bones snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess.
야
Her hand
공주 완전
grips your
괴물이네
leg in a steel
괴물.
vice. Her grin
내가 아까
carved
전판에
jagged
죽여가지고
from ear to
완전히
ear, crowded
흑화했네.
with far too many long and crooked teeth.
그리고 나는 셀러맨다 용사님이 맞네요 님들. 제가 그 공주가 처음에 약간 인간인 듯 인간 아닌 듯한 그런 외모였잖아. 근데 여기서 지금 그 공주가 약간 그 뭐라 해야 되지? 그 아까 우리가 칼로 찔러가지고 좀 이렇게 기괴한 모습이 된 것 같아. 원래 그냥 내 뇌피셜인데 안 찌르고 얘를 막 뭐 탈출을 시켜줬다던가.
안녕 나야 네 친구 분미.
안녕 나야 네 친구 메리. 이거 지금 약간 메리처럼 그리고 좀 기괴하게 되어버려가지고 메리 좀 기괴한 메리가 되어버렸는데 안 찔렀으면 이런 모습이 안 됐을 것 같은 느낌이 들기는 해. 약간 어머
You killed me last time, and that was after you tried to lock me away forever.
다 기억한다. 다
I was
기억해.
so close to freedom.
다
But then you
기억한다.
took my body away from me. So now I'm going to take yours, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you, you get to watch me do it, completely helpless, just like you left me.
저는 셀러맨더맨인데요.
Okay, maybe letting her in isn't the best idea.
근데 이미 증오 게이지가 올렸기 때문에 지금 와서 동료가 되는 건 좀 에바인 것 같거든요.
And what's your point?
지금
I thought
지금
you wanted to get out of
이미
here. This is a
적대감이
way out, and it's
맥스치인데 이
different.
정도면 인사도 안 하고
Might as well
발을
take it.
꺾어버렸거든요.
Yeah, but not like this. She's going to make it hurt.
Then turn off the part of you that feels things.
어떡하면 좋아?
Like it's that easy. It is. Pain is just another sensation. If
야
you
이
can
중2병
tolerate joy,
목소리 좀 꺼봐 이거.
You can accept that pain hurts. Yes. That's what it does.
Do we need to
야, 이
explain
중이병.
to you why
중이병 좀 꺼,
You need
제발.
to explain to yourself why.
마조이스트 중이병. 자, 너도 날 죽였고 나도 널 죽였고 이 미친년아.
I think you forgot something. Like the part where all this started when you left me to languish in a pit all by myself. Now I've become something so much worse. And it's all thanks to you.
지가 먼저 칼 내려놓으라고 뭐 어쩌고 저쩌고 나 죽여버린 주제에 지 잘못은 쏙 빼고 얘기하죠? 이런 년들 있죠? 나 때문에 지가 끔찍한 존재가 됐다 이러면서 남 탓 지려버렸죠 이거?
If I were you, I would just want to get it over with. You've
이런
lost your chance to
근스라이팅에
call the
넘어가면 안
shots.
됩니다 님들.
There's no going back to fix it now. You can either look on in horror or celebrate my freedom. But either way, you're about to become a passenger.
시작해 이 새끼야 어쩔 거야 이제.
That wasn't so hard.
미친년아 어쩔 건데.
A little less.
이씨. 아니 뭐 어차피 뭘 지금 해도 이미 이렇게 되어버렸다니까는?
Maybe.
Remain pinned to the floor of the long
어머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머머momomo모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모모
limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding.
어머,
Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock
우리는
right on
마법
top
같은
of
거
her
못
head?
쓰나?
And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock.
뭘 구출을 해? 전 루트에서
Free the
칼
princess.
꽂아버렸구만.
Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I and the rest of the world
설자야.
are out of... Okay, deep breath. This is fine. Is it? Is there any conceivable way that this is... Yeah, I'm right. This is fine.
아, 일단
It's better
장기가
than last time.
멀쩡하니까.
At least our organs aren't failing. It is fine. Everything is always fine. These consequences have no real impact on us outside of... Your vision fades
어머!
as she tears open the membrane of your soul.
너 내 영혼... 어머.
You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong.
나 빙이 된 거야? 어머.
So cramped in here.
아,
There's some sort of
몸속에 들어온
growth trying
거야.
to push us all out.
그레이드다.
I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. I'd beg you to resist, but
영혼을
you've already
쫓아내기.
surrendered your will to her, haven't you? You're the puppet master here. If this is the only way we could cut ourselves free from you, so be it. It's a new experience.
이거 내가
You should
죽으면
try
끝나는
being
것 같은데요,
possessed
여러분?
sometime.
내 과오? 공주를 죽이면 안 되는 건가?
Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and
진짜
painful than the last.
궁금하다, 내용이.
Your
엔딩이
joints
너무
stiff and
궁금하다.
unresponsive, the shattered bones of your ankle
그러니까
grinding
왠지 이거 4회차
ceaselessly,
같은데요?
as if they're fragmenting, then reforming, then snapping all over again as you make your way towards the outside world.
아, 조용히 해봐.
Despite the anguish, it doesn't feel like the exit to the cabin
아니,
is getting any closer.
이 공주도
If anything, it's getting
맨헤라
further away.
좀 조용히 해봐. 맨헤라 공주인 게 맞는 게 지가 내 몸을 뺏어서 여길 나간다 놓고 내 발목을 부러뜨려 놨거든요. 약간 멍청한 것을 넘어서 좀 얘도 약간 그런 거지. 이미 인간의 그 사고방식으로는 인간 아니지. 내 몸을 뺏는다면서 다리 왜 부러뜨려 놨어? 곤죽이 될 때까지?
Please, just let her out.
그래, 내보내자. 한번 내보내면 어떻게 되나 보자. 이미 우리 하나가
Pointless,
됐어.
isn't it? I can't stop her without you, and you'd already given up by the time we met.
설자야, 입 닥쳐. 그럼 네가 죽이던가.
No, screw that. The hallway gets even
복도가 더
longer.
길어지고 있다.
It really is.
어머.
Isn't saying all of this his job?
뭐야, 설자가 사라졌다.
Oh, he really is, isn't he?
오잉?
I had a feeling you could deal with him for us. This is it then. The big moment.
Finally, we'll get to see what's really out there.
과연 바깥 세상은? 아니 여러분들, 갑자기 공주가 약간 문도처럼 보이거든요? 우린 나아간다, 공기가 다른 느낌이다, 약간 뭐 이렇게 들리거든요 나한테는. 어메메메메메메. 아,
We're us again.
영혼 분리됐다.
How interesting.
Everything is gone.
어머머머머머머머. 응? 하지만 당신은 대답하지 못한다. 무언가가 그녀를 데려가고 그 자리에 무언가를 남겨두었다.
She's gone.
뭐지?
Where did she go?
플라스크 속으로 돌아가라.
Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
응? 아무래도 거울을 들여다봐야 될 것
Something
같구만.
dreadful about it.
아니야?
I don't think you should. It's calling us, and not in a good way. Ignore the cowards. You have.
근데 나는 어쨌든 이 거울이 매개체 같아가지고. 근데 일단 설자 어디 갔냐?
Does that mean the world
설차야.
ended? He was never going to outlast
설자
us.
뒤져버려 그냥.
Yeah. No voice needed us.
어,
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that. I should feel better with her gone.
공주가 사라졌으니 기분이 좋아야
I don't.
되는데 오히려 기분이 좋지 않다고?
Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time.
뭐지? 뭐 선택 지구밖에 없어.
I'm begging you.
가야지.
Don't. It's different now. It feels, I don't know,
마지막이란 느낌이라고?
final.
당신은 거울에 다가간다. 거울에 비친 나를 바라본다. 셀러맨더맨. 어? 당신이다. 당신은 텅 빈 공간에 혼자 서 있다. 엥? 오도막에 간다. 뭐야? 뭐야 이거? 당신은 오두막에 있다. 그녀에게 다가간다. 어머!
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
아니 뭐 로빈이야? 너는 무엇이지?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
뭐야? 넌 고독한 빛은 뭐야?
Thoughts without connections.
아니
A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
뭐 뭉뚱그려서 얘기하지 마라. 진짜 죽여버린다.
I think that you are like me.
동족이라고 내가 너랑?
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
이게 세상의 멸망이야?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
에?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond.
좆됐다 이 새끼 그냥 맨해라다
Perspectives to
이거.
make my own.
아니 여러분들 제가 유독 그게 있어요. 제가 뭐 사람들을 대할 때 그 어떤 뭐 사람들을 다 대해도 저 상관은 없는데 저는 유독 약한 게 이런 이 맨해라 성질인 애들한테 조금 약해요. 그러니까 이게 그 약하다는 게 내 멘탈이 붕괴가 돼가지고 힘들거든요. 저는 지금 얘가 뭐 이런 말을 하는 거 자체가 씨발 뭐라는 거야. 진짜 죽여버리고 싶다.
This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in herself. She will make for a driven heart.
걔가 이제 그 한국말을 하는데 한국말처럼 들리지가 않고, 그러니까 뭔가 대화를 하는 것 같은데 대화가 그 머릿속에 들어오지 않아가지고
Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
저 혹시 설자는 어디 있는지 아니?
You are the only thing I have
처음부터
ever
없었어?
known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
그래? 갑자기 목소리 깔고 이렇게 얘기하니까 좀 열받네.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
자유를 갈망한다고? 바깥 세상에 대해서 아니?
I know only that they are.
그것이 존재? 네가 공주니?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
씨발 내가 졌다. 씨발 내가 졌다 진짜. 아니 뭘? 아씨 잘못 걸렸다 여러분들. 이 맨헤라 남한테 걸리면 진짜 이거 진짜 지옥 끝까지 그냥 같이 가던가 해야 돼. 이거 중간에 끊어낼 수가 없어요 이런 새끼들. 그러면은
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and
페르소나
another
선녀지.
ends?
저기 엔티티님 이제 어떻게 되는 거야 우리?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
그럼 어쨌든 얘가 그러면 얘도 공주의 일부라는 거지. 나 지금 정리해 볼게. 얘도 공주의 일부이자 공주가 일단은 공주는 맞는 것 같은데 자기가 자꾸 무언가를 막 주장을 하고 있어. 공주를 그리고 믿어달라고 하고 있고 해설자는 일단 이 시점에서 튀어버렸어요. 그죠? 그치?
Bring me more perspectives,
그릇을
so that
가져와
I may
달라고.
be whole.
공주가 얘의
And perhaps
일부라고?
then
내가
we
반대로
will
해서
know our freedom.
미안해. 나 지금 저기 네 조각들을 얼마나 찾아야 되지?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite.
서로가
The
서로의
rest will
일부라고?
find their own way home.
디스크 조각 모음해야 돼? 저기
Then we will be here forever, as we are now,
답정너 새끼.
unfinished,
아니 꼭
dry,
이렇게
hollow.
맨헤라 속성인 애들은 답을 정해줘 놓고 지가 원하는 대답 들을 때까지 그냥 갖고 놀거든? 이렇게 좀 이성적인 사람들한테? 그럼 나는 어떻게 되는 거야?
Everything, until we meet again.
그 와중에 이것도 너무 열받아. 이런 것도 너무 열받고 지금 진짜 아니 이 새끼 진짜 주먹으로 머리 때리고 싶어 지금. 아유 어떡해. 아이 씨발 안돼 안 바꿔줘 돌아가.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
씨발 영원히 기다려.
You are as I am now.
그래 미완성인 차례지마. 너 죽고 나 죽자 그냥. 안 되겠다 이 미친년 이거. 그래.
I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever?
신미차자
Will you place the
3만리인가요?
images of you and I
내가
into a
졌다.
box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can know. You'll always come back to the box because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side.
언더테일 엔딩! 맙소사! 님들 언더테일 엔딩 실화냐? 이 새끼는 또 뭐야? 꺼져. 뭐야? 아니 이거 언더테일 엔딩이잖아. 진짜 공포인 건가? 잠깐만 플레이.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
어머 I never left your side. 미친년. 그래 여러분들 이 저런 애들한테 걸리면 답도 없다고 하잖아. 그래서 내가 늘 얘기하잖아. 사람을 만날 때는 이런 약간 매너라가 속성 같은 애들은 그 컨셉 매너라는 컨셉이지만 이건 진짜 돌아버린 자들이 있거든요. 이런 애들 절대 가까이 하지 말라고. 노답이야. 내가 어딜 가든 나한테 집착하고 이거 안 돼요 이거. 응? 도른자야. 그래도 너무 끌린다고? 넌 나가라 그냥. 가자.
She asks that I tell
미친년
you
이거
to
선택지도
remember
없는데
her
마치 나에게
name.
선택권을
정신없는
있는
거
것 마냥
보면 ADHD도 있는 것 같아.
얘기하는 화법도 열받고.
You won't.
오 씨발. 오. 뭐야 나 지금 엔딩하나
You're on
본
a
거야?
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
그래. 저 맨헤라년이 그럼 이번에 한번 공주를 믿어봅시다 여러분들. 공주를 믿기. 해설자 믿기. 한번 이번에는 공주를 믿기로 한번 가볼게요. 그러면은 안 되겠네 이거. 애초에 공주를 가둬놨기 때문에 공주가 세상 끝장내려는 거 아니야 이놈아?
While I appreciate the mental exercise
이거 봐, 말
we
돌리는
are
거
running
보소?
up against a bit of a ticking clock, nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous.
하긴
She is not
시작하자마자
dangerous
공주 뒷담화하는 거
because
보니까 이
she's
새끼도
locked up.
정상은 아님.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me
초면에
suggest a more
나한테
pragmatic
공주
lens
뒷담화를
through
해?
which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same
변함없는
no matter
사실입니다.
what led us up to this
그리고
point.
그 위험한
If the
순간에
princess leaves the
사라졌죠?
cabin, it's no use arguing semantics over a
근데 대사가 좀
metaphorical chicken
달라요.
or egg,
아까
because the egg
챕터
is
1 때랑.
hatched and it's about to
이런
ruin
말 없었는데?
everything. Unless, of course,
어?
you do your job and
아 내가 선택지를 처음 선택해서 그런가? 저기 자 나는 왕 F다. 뿅.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress.
너를
Seamstresses
죽이는 게
contribute something of value to
너를
society.
죽이는 게 사회에 공헌하는 거겠어. 어? 뭔
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it.
이놈 새끼 이거.
Don't linger on
자꾸
specifics.
공주에 대한
You have
정보를
a job
요구할수록
to do.
얘가 말을 돌린다는
Get in
사실을
there
캐치하고
and do
말았어.
what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
모두가 나에게 기대하고 있다. 증거는?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
안 되겠다 님들. 안 해
Are you
새끼야.
serious? No, you
네가 해.
have to do it.
보상은
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
봐봐 지금 내가 뭐 물어보는 것마다 나한테 유리한 것만 얘기하려고 하고 공주에 대한 정보는 끝까지 얘기 안 해주려고 하고 계속 공주만 죽여야 된다 그러고 아 보상도 있죠 뭐 세상 구해야 되죠 뭐 당신이 여기부터 시작했으니까 모두에게 당신에게 그 기대하는 바가 크죠 막 이러고 있단 말이지. 안 되겠어 이 쌍놈 새끼 이거. 자 잠깐만 새로운 선택지. 자 나는 수아 언니가 너무 웃겨. 난 수아 언니가 너무 웃겨. 잠깐만. 일단 오두막에 가서 공주와 대화해보자. 오케이.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
이거 지금 해설자가 계속 공주는 미친년이야. 공주는 세상을 멸망시킨 년이야. 공주가 왜? 그거는 몰라도 돼. 일단 가서 공주를 죽여야 돼. 아셨죠? 에?
Then each and every one of us is
모두가
doomed.
끝장이다 이러고.
So sure, go talk to her.
Go,
See how
go.
that turns out for all of us.
고!
You make your way up the short path to
근데
the
이러는데
cabin.
공주가 통수 치면
You'll find the princess within.
아니야 내 선택에 후회하지 마.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to
그러니까,
save
칼 안 들고
princesses,
가볼게.
not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
자, 오도막에 들어간다. 자, 가봅시다.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
단검도
The
있네요.
air is stale and the blade is...
그냥 간다. 상남자 메타 가겠습니다.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen
아니,
light.
자물쇠 없어도 돼. 왜? 전현 혼자서 풀고 나온 거 못 봤냐? 사일러스라니까 저거?
The air feels heavy and damp. A Hinpa voice softly carries up the stair.
Hello? Is someone there?
누구 있나요?
It's
Anybody there?
hypnotizing.
Somebody help me.
It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to... Don't let it fool you.
거짓말 구해주러 왔어 하고 그냥 구해주러 왔어 하고. 자, 일단 해설자 꺼지라 하고 한번 그 물소 메타 한번 가겠습니다. 용사님, 아니 거짓말 안 할게요. 거짓말 안 하고 그냥 아예 그 용사님 그 상디 메타 안 되겠습니다. 네, 마침 저 공주님의 아까 그 파편이 약간 그 로빈 같은 거였으니까 안 돼. 이거 저 상디 메타 가겠습니다. 상디 메타.
How many times do I have
구해주러
to tell you
왔습니다.
how dangerous letting her out of
상디
here
메타
would be
왔습니다.
before it finally sinks in?
상디 메타.
Wait, really?
안 되겠다.
You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
정말인가요?
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
얼굴 보고 싶다고? 내 얼굴 보고 실망하는 거 아니야?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
초반에
There's
그
a heavy
얼굴이구나.
chain around her wrist, binding. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging
제발
you to stay
집중하세요.
focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these
아니요?
chains.
맨손으로 왔는데?
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all
어떡하지?
one step closer to the end.
얘기 좀 해볼까?
Okay.
어머, 이건 또 얼굴이 되게 멀쩡한데?
Oh.
이러면 또 얘기하기 싫어요?
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if your Royal
공주님이셔?
Highness is too formal.
오케이.
Is princess her name or her title?
오케이.
What if it's both?
공주님이셔?
Could you imagine being named Princess?
그래, 오케이. 공주님?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
프린세스님.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten.
이름을 몰라?
I must have
자기
a name
이름을?
though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for
자기 이름을
herself.
모르는구나.
Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted.
저기 밖에 나가면 뭐 할 거니?
The princess hesitates before
오, 자꾸
responding.
이거
She
꿍꿍이.
doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any
아닌가?
idea
아니면
of
같이
what
너무
she'd
오래돼서
do in
그런가?
another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
뭔가 되게 불안해하는 느낌이지 않아?
It's not like you believe me.
아닌데. 근데 어떻게 알았지? 나 지금 상대를 연기하고 있긴 한데. 자, 일단 족쇄를 좀 살펴봅시다.
You're only making this more
자,
difficult.
설자야. 조용히 해.
Thank you. Thank you.
근데 이 미소 약간 뭔가 Thank you. Thank you. 이런 느낌이거든요? 약간 뭔가 살짝
You're making a huge mistake.
크나큰 실수라고?
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the
어디
princess to
한번
the wall
사일러스인가
and
한번
give them
확인도
a tongue.
하고.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you
단검으로
to even
끊어지려나?
imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
네.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of
근데
day.
왜 하나만
They wouldn't have just
해놨을까? 완전히
left the
가둘
key to her
생각이었으면
chain somewhere
양파를
in the
다
cabinet.
속박해야 되지 않나요? 열쇠가 없다면?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
잠깐만, 왜 순간 동공이 커지지?
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
아니요.
She offers the suggestion
Oh,
with
아니요,
almost
아니요.
complete
아니요.
nonchalance.
아니요, 싫어요,
If we were
무서워요.
stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with "You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task
아니,
is
칼 가지고
done."
내려올 걸. 아씨.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade. Like, easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
나도 같았는데.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
네.
There's a slight
단검
panic
가지러 올라갈
rising
걸
in the princess's
그랬어요.
voice.
아니, 나도 잡혔어.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
차라리 이렇게 처음부터 같은 편이면은 아까 이 녀석 나와가지고 그래도 넌 나를 구해주려고 했구나 이러면서 같이 가주나?
She before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
아니 진짜 아니 예고도 없이 훅 들어오네 진짜.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of
공주도
bouncing
믿지
metal.
마. 잠깐.
It's the blade from upstairs.
야,
I'm
이거
not sure how it made its way down
맨해라야.
here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
야 이거 단검 가져왔으면 설마 내가 공주 팔을 잘라줬어야 됐나?
Or we could use it to free her.
그게 더 무서운데?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
구한다.
Fine.
선택지 하나밖에 없네.
공주였냐고.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted
어머.
wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
그러게 비명 한 번 지르지 않았네.
No, she didn't.
그럼 고통을 못 느끼는 얘기 아니야?
She smiles softly as
어머.
her gaze meets yours, blood from her
미친.
wounded arm dripping
야,
rhythmically
큰일
to
났다.
the ground.
아니 이런 맨헤라 걸들한테는 씨발 이 맨헤라 남 맨헤라 녀한테는 이 구원서사 하면은 씨발 지구 끝까지 쫓아온다고. 이거 얀데리 기질 있어가지고 이 새끼들 이제 나 구해줬다고 구원서사 들먹이면서 이제 지옥 끝까지 쫓아온다고 이제 영원히 약해 이러면서
How is she still
아니,
smiling
어떡해.
over everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by
저
what just happened.
동망두스러운 얼굴.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
잠긴 문으로 나간다.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high.
아니 설자 그래도 조용히
You
해봐.
can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom
아니야,
stair,
아니야, 나
your
죽일 생각
body
없는데?
steps forward and raises the blade.
아닌데?
Wait, this isn't fair.
아니야,
You
나-
can't just do that.
아니 나 죽일 생각 없는데 왜지?
Watch me.
What are you doing?
어디야 너? 경고한다 하나 있다. 이거 한번
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this,
너 죽일
right?
생각 없는데?
Your body plunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
공주? 쉐법이군. 이거 지금 무빙 해버렸는데 이거? 내려. 아니 배틀물 돼버렸는데요 이거?
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me.
어허.
I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
야 이거 저항한다는 또 뭐야?
The
저항한다.
blade. Move the blade.
어머.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know
어,
this isn't you.
나의 의지와는 다른 게 눈에 보이나 봐.
She nervously
엥?
reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What?
I'm sorry.
네?
I'll try to be quick.
저,
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
칼로 찔러놓고 죄송해요? 야, 이거
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
남 탓 중 맨헤라랑 엮이면 안 되는 이유. 이 게임이 모든 걸 말해준다.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust
와,
of the
진짜
knife,
존나
your
기괴하다
legs give
님들.
out beneath you. You
죄송해요.
collapse to the
사람을
floor,
죽이며.
your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve
뭐야, 이게?
rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from
미년
you.
외움?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone
아니면
differently, I
얘도
can't deny
뭔가-
the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice.
아니 근데
It's over.
이게 차라리 웃으면은 뭔가 그게 있겠는데 진짜 우는 거 보니까 이 새끼 컨셉 매너가 아니고 진짜 머리 돌아버린 느낌.
Everything goes dark,
일단 죽었네요.
and you die.
그냥 내가 단검을 가지러 올라갔다면 이러진 않았을 것 같기도 하고. 소공녀? 바뀌었다 챕터.
You're on a path
어머.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay.
밑박쳐. 설자야. 난
I can assure
죽었단다.
you that you're not dead. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
홀린자의
If we're
목소리?
going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
상디 입결.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very
Okay,
sneaky
okay.
about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table.
진짜
Then you
미치.
should know that
씨발
we and the
매너라끼리
princess are in
만나라.
love.
알았냐?
The four of us will be foiling any and
지,
all
매너라끼리 만나라,
assassination
그냥.
attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically.
Oh my god.
It sounds like he's the sort who'd
여미새
sacrifice the
메타구만.
whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
진짜 돌아서서 떠나기 막엽네. 아이 진짜.
Oh,
궁금해서
boy.
가야죠.
Before you go any further, she will lie, she will cheat.
알았어.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My
닥쳐.
sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
오도막에 들어간다. 한번 그래도 상디 메타 하기로 했으니까.
The
어머!
interior of the cabin is clean and elegant.
어머,
Its
완전-
stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine
이제야 좀
blade
뭔가
perched on its
그
edge.
진짜 어디 뭐 갇힌 사람 같긴 하네.
The
그치?
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
일단 단검을 근데 나도 들고 가고는 싶은데 해설자가 계속 단검 가져가라고 붙이기는 거 보니까 왠지 들고 가면 안 될 것 같은 느낌이 들거든. 거울.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, there's
거울이
blade
없대.
sitting on the table,
그래도
and the
해설자
door to
눈에는
the
또
basement.
거울도
There's
안 보여.
nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror, in which case she'd be
아니야.
lying to you.
설자 입 닥쳐. 왜 굳이 거짓말을 하지? 내 모습을 보고 싶어. 잘생긴 내 얼굴 말이야. 오, 잘생긴 애 볼드체. 그래서 설자 나한테 지금 모른 척하는 거야, 이 새끼.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
아니 진짜 그깟 거울이면 숨길 일이 더더욱 없죠? 거울을 다가간다.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. This really isn't funny.
거울을 닦는다.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. But it was there a second ago.
오잉?
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
들어간다. 저 이번에는 설자가 하라는 대로 하기 싫게 해볼게요.
Revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming
골든
in the dim
카페까지
firelight.
횃불까지 있고.
But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her
닥쳐라
a favor.
설자야.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello?
Hello?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
여러분 절대 이런 남자가 되면 안 돼요. 우리 남자 시청자분들 이거 아니야. 이러다가 갑자기 아까처럼 막 미안해요 하면서 칼 꽂으면 어떻게 반드시 이성적으로 생각해라. 하지만 또 저런 공주주님 같은 애들이 와가지고 어머 어떡해요 구해줘서 고마워요 이지라하면은 또 아닙니다 당연히 공주님을 구해야 되는 거는 당연히 알겠죠. 이지라하게 또 눈에 보인다 보여. 어? 에이.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far.
Ah,
We barely even know the princess.
하하 이지랄.
Still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
자 상디 메타
Just
가겠습니다.
remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
가자.
You walk
어머,
down
아까보다 더
the
예뻐진
stairs
것
and lock
같은데?
eyes with the princess.
뭐지?
There's a heavy chain around her wrist,
뭐야?
binding her to the far wall.
드레스도 좀 더 뭔가 공주처럼 된 것 같은데?
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you.
좀 기괴함이 사라졌어.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my
대단한
spirit.
육수시치네.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero.
어?
I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
기억하고 있어 나를. 너 나 찔러 죽였잖아.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
어쩌면 공주랑 영웅은 연인이고 계속 이 약간 이 루프물에서 갇혀가지고 서로의 믿음을 테스트를 하면서 이렇게 여기를 빠져나가려면은 약간 무한 축구요미처럼 돼가지고 이거를 빠져나가기 위해서 약간 그 설자한테 테스트를 당하는 게 아닐까? 그지? 약간 그런 식으로 해서 그래서 내가 공주를 끝까지 무슨 일이 일어나도 내가 공주를 믿어줘야 되고 공주는 탈출하기 위해서 정말 그 어떤 짓이라도 감행을 해야 되는 약간 그런 내용 아닐까요? 그거 너무 같나요?
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
그러지 않고서 설자가 이렇게까지 내가 흘렸다고요? 아니 씨발 이거는 지금 창세기전을 드랍해서 그래. 내가 지금 미쳐버렸어. 나 지금 메비우스의 지금 우주를 지금 연결을 시키고 싶은데 여기에서라도 연결을 시켜야겠어.
Waiting for you to come back.
여기에서라도 지금
I
연결시켜야
didn't
되지
want to believe your
않을까요?
ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence.
왜 갑자기 공주가
You've been here
예뻐졌잖아.
before. That's right, villain. And you killed us.
그래.
Well,
내가 왜
she
죽였는지는
killed
한번
us.
물어보자.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain
손도 안
unstained
잘리고
by
생겨났네요.
cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion.
닥쳐봐
We
설자야.
damned a whole world. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds
맞아.
forever. especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Now, hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this?
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you.
이
Just do
억지
your job.
억지 그 우소 메타를 하려니까 좀 힘드네요. 제가 이런 스타일 되게 싫어하거든요. 죽여버리고 싶거든요, 진짜. 근데 왜 죽였는지 한번 물어볼까요?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we?
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body.
나 진짜
telling her
순간
to kill us.
할 말을 잃은.
She is our beloved, and she made the choice to
이성적인
free us of
대화가
our
안 되는
misery,
겁니다.
to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
넌 나가라.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness.
저기 혹시 내가 죽고 나서 무슨 일이
You died,
있었는지.
and now we're talking.
큰일 났어요, 여러분들. 잠깐 저 지금 좀 한계치 여기까지 올라온. 진짜 여기까지 계속 참았는데.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
아니 세상의 멸망은 원하지
Then I
않아.
didn't end the world.
아 그래?
See? She didn't confess anything.
Not so sure.
그래서 저번에 있던 일을 해명을 한번 해줍시다.
If another version of me was pushed to
설자가
such
시켰다.
drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
그러면 너도 날 죽인 게 최선이었니 혹시?
She took that in stride. To a
나 이거
surprising extent.
물론 설자가
An almost
병크를 터뜨리긴
unsettling extent,
했지만
actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
그래 공주한테도 명령을 내리는 자가 있을 거 아니야. 아까 이 새끼.
She doesn't. There's no one else like
아
me.
아니야?
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
칼을 안 가져왔는데 나?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You
Yeah?
can cut my arm off again.
We
아니요 칼
won't be
없어요.
laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty
근데
her
여러분 저다
hands
참을
are?
수 있는데
We'll be
홀림자 이
able to
새끼
slip her right
죽이면
out
안 돼요?
with no harm done.
아무리 내가 상대 메타를 자처했다지만 좀
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through
꼴보기
the
싫은-
chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely
기괴해.
bizarre behaviour and
공포.
further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
구한다.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I would if you had a
닥쳐.
weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
진짜 레전드네.
You wouldn't.
I would.
할 수 있어.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
어머.
You approach
엥?
the princess and gingerly slide her hand from
뭐야
her
스스로 풀 수
bindings.
있었잖아 이 새끼.
That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it.
어?
But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank
죽일
you so
생각 없다니까
much.
미친년아.
The princess
어머,
jumps
어머,
up
어머.
and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
아니 근데 근데 여러분들 솔직히 이게 내가 뭐 남녀 갈라치기는 아니고 생물학적으로 얘기를 하자면은 뭔가 여성분들은 막 이런 뭐 남자의 왕사슴 이런 거에 그렇게 막 약 흔들리거나 그런 일은 좀 확률이 적거든요. 솔직히 말하면 여자들은. 근데 남자들은 이러고 여자들이 육탄전으로 돌격하면은 거의 19 아니 한 100명 중에 99명은 넘어갈 것 같아. 이성적인 100명 중에 한 명은 아이고 이게 무슨 족셈이야 이러고 그럴 것 같은데 왠지 99명은 그냥 넘어갈 것 같은데 근데 여자들은 아니야. 여자들은 이게 약간 생물학적으로 별로 이게 남자들이 막 우통을 까고 이렇게 덤비면은 씨발 뭐야 이게 좀 먼저고
여기 넘어간 사람 하나 추가요.
그죠? 약간 뭐 오 뭐야 이러면서 좀 이제 그런 게 있는데 그거는 그거야. 약간 생물학적인 그거예요. 그죠? 이게 갈라치기가 아니고, 갈라치기가 아니고.
저와 공주랑 살아도 되나요?
그래요. 예, 행복하세요. 그래요. 그래요. 박보검이 그래도 그러냐. 그러니까 처음에 막 어이쿠 이게 뭐야라고는 하겠지. 근데 내 볼 때는 이 남자들은 이거 보고 어이쿠 이게 뭐야가 아니고 어이쿠 이게 뭐야 이렇게 된다니까는. 여자들은 어머머머머머 이러면서 안기겠지만은 남자들은 어이쿠 이런다고 보면 지금 이거 장면 보자마자 지금 오야부터 시작해가지고 오늘 별 아주 그냥
Only you had a weapon one slip of the wrist and
진짜
your pristine
꿀밤
blade would
마렵네.
be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have
설정
a
이
weapon.
새끼 이거
Who needs a
혹시
weapon? when
가슴
we have the
공포증이라도 있는
power
진짜
of
어이쿠
love on our
공주님?
side.
What do we do now?
아니요.
이제
어이쿠,
어째?
이게 뭐야가 아니라 오예 이게 뭐야입니다.
뭐 하고 싶니?
Let me guess. End the world?
세계 멸망시키기?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love
해설자
in
이
his
새끼
heart.
못쏠 아니야? 막
I don't actually
80년
know.
못쏠 막
Nobody's ever
이런
asked me
느낌?
what I wanted
아닌가?
before. I mean, you sort of did last time, but this is different.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What
이런
if this whole thing
공주님이
is just a
세상을 멸망시킬
misunderstanding?
리가
What if she doesn't
없잖아.
want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
해설자 음해 중 숨 쉬듯 음해 중.
I think I want to leave, and I think
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
대가리가 비었는데 이거? 뭘 원하는지 좀 알고 싶긴 해.
I just want to make you happy.
아니 이런 달빛 천사 눈망울로 당신을 행복하게 해주고 싶어 이러면 이거 거의 고백 아니냐고 이거. 아니 지금 이 달빛 천사 눈빛으로 이거
She can't just want to make us happy.
아니라고?
It makes
야
sense
음악
to me.
이상한데?
That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
I just want to
좋아.
make you happy.
어머
그럼 같이 세상을
아니, 야,
멸망시키자.
야, 점점 기괴해지는데?
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going
뭐야?
on is she's lying to you.
막 거짓말
and
할
she
때마다
isn't a
얼굴이
good
기괴하게
liar.
바뀌는 거야 혹시?
Are you starting to trust me now?
야야야야 나가자
That sounds perfect.
어?
Oh, phew. She's back to normal.
이거 설마 한 두세 번 더 물어봤으면은 갑자기 괴물로 변해가지고
No.
공격하는 거 아니야?
What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this. Absolutely flawless. The princess takes
어머,
your
손깍지,
hand.
어머.
The last
어머 나
hopes of
손깍지
the
안 껴본 지
entire
얼마나
world
되냐. 야 얘들아 나
slipping through
손깍지 안
your
껴본 지
fingers as they intertwine
12년
with
됐다?
hers.
갑자기 TMI인데 나 손깍지 안 껴본 지 12년 지났어. 잠깐만. 어머 갑자기 손깍지를 갑자기 마구마구. 어머
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
뭐야
I like to think that you do,
해피엔딩이야?
actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
살짝 혹시 게이인가? 그 게이 중에서도 약간 그 끼순이 약간 그런 쪽 아니야? 그래서 막 공주 막 괜히 음해하고 막 그래서 막 괜히 나 용사 좋아했는데 막 공주랑 이간질 시키고 게이.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? It's,
oh,
isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
뭐야?
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know.
아 근데 공주 얼굴 너무 킹 받는다.
Oh no!
Oh
Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand.
근데 나도 이거는 설자마자 공감함. 아니 오늘 처음 만나는데 뭘 사랑하고 자빠졌어. 진짜 뒤질라고.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
어지럽네요. 문 한번 열어봅시다.
Okay, yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door and
어머, 뭐야 열리잖아.
the door creaks open. Are you
근데 여러분
kidding
큰일 났습니다.
me?
1차 위기. 공주 좀 예뻐 보입니다.
잠깐.
1차 위기.
아까
저기 그 6탄 돌격전을 한 번 당한 이후로 뭔가 예뻐 보입니다. 큰일 났네요.
You and the princess make your way upstairs.
자, 공주님 과연 뭐 반전 있나?
That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing.
살짝
Take the
노노.
blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
공주를 죽인다. 그러지 않는다.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
해설적 이 새끼 나 좋아하는 거 아니야?
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
로맨틱 헤이즈? 뭐야? 어머, you love Wilson, you free. 뭐야?
A happy ending at last.
갑자기 진짜 해피엔딩이잖아.
We did it. What should we do
아니잖아?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
얼굴 왜 갑자기 그래요?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy
야,
of a princess.
미친놈아. 아, 이씨 미친. 하지만 당신은 외투를 만들어주지 못한다. 영원히 이제 떠날 시간이다. 기억이 되돌아온다.
She's gone. Where did she go?
나니?
Is that a mirror?
이거 이어지나 보다. 거울에 닿아간다. 거울에 비친 나를 본다. 거울에 무엇이 있는지 확인해야 한다. 또 나의 얼굴. 당신은 성장했다. 이게? 당신은 또다시 정막에 와 있다. 오도막에 간다. 또 왔어 저거. 전현 또 왔어 저거. 일로 와. 어?
Flickering lights
이번엔
and
공주의
empty
형태인데?
cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
안 죽여서 그런가 봐. 저기
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression.
알았어.
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches
그릇을
to new
모으라는 게
corners.
엔딩을 이것저것
There are
모으라는 건가?
contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and therefore it feels correct. This is what I
그러면은
need to
그
be.
공주를 무사히
This is the only path
그
forward.
꺼내줘야 되는 건가? 매 순간?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are
비문학
useless to
존나
us
어렵네.
now, inaccessible.
왜 친절하게 대해줬나?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
아, 맨해라녀나.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to
선물은
bring
받는
them.
자에게 미리 알려주지 않는 법?
Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build upon.
짜증나. 야식 시킬
My
거야.
waters are shallow and murky,
10년.
and I yearn for more perspective. The task of finding my vessels is your burden to carry.
아니 이거 진짜 진지하게. 아니 이거 기습 공격 아니야.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what
존재에
I
대해
am.
반추해 보겠대.
We will meet again.
와, 이거 뭐야?
You're on a path. You're here.
다른 선택지를 또 해봐야 돼? 나 안
Are you
할래.
serious?
나 안 할래.
Unfortunately, you're the only.
떠난다.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
나 안 해,
Do you
엔딩.
even know where you're going?
안 갈 거야. 나 안 할래.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking
나 안
about.
할래. 꺼져. 아이씨, 뭐야 이거. 아,
Looks like this path also leads.
또 떠난다.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish.
아니야,
if
나 안
you
할래.
ask me. I've already
꺼져.
outlined the stakes of the situation.
그럼 뭐 전부 죽으라고 해. 뭐 어쩔. 저 조용히. 뭐 다 죽어. 뭐 어쩌라고.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty
자,
large
이번에는
group to
한번
just
저기
condemn to death
그
over a
중이병
single
메타로 한번
princess.
가보겠습니다.
And last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So
중이병
if you
메타
think about
갑니다.
it,
에너지
walking up to
절약형으로
that cabin and
가겠습니다.
slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
뭐야?
Oh, would you look at that?
아이!
You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not
탈출할 수가
normally one
없네.
for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the...
안 해.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived,
이 새끼가
as well
하라는
as
대로
for
하기 싫어.
everyone who ever will. And here we go.
뭐야?
Trudge into the woods,
뭐야,
something strange
뭐야?
starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpse, but as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction,
오도막.
there is a path
오도막. 야, 이거
and not
저기.
just a cabin.
어머, 뭐야 이거? 공주가 복사가
Infinite
된다고?
fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that.
이거 아무래도 나 어디 저기 유메니티 같은데 빠진 것 같은데요.
Paths or cabins appear around you. You're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you
나
care more
유메니키인데,
about
이거?
irritating me than you do about the fate of the
진짜?
world.
야, 다음 주 거로 유메니티 각이냐? 이거 뭐냐?
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
야, 이래도 챕터 2가 된다.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
기대하다.
If you don't, it...
저기요. 숲속에 머무른다 영원히 예이엔니.
You have already committed to my completion.
어?
You cannot go further astray.
아이 씨발. 이미 이 봐봐 여러분들 이 정신 나간 년들한테 잘해주면은 이 새끼들 이거 얀데리기질 발동해가지고 지옥 끝까지 쫓아온다니까요 이거? 아우 나 미쳐 진짜 잘못 걸렸네. 야단났다 야단났어 안돼.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe... I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's
녀석의
much he can do
계획을
other than
망쳐버리려면
object.
어떻게 해야 될까?
I wonder if by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day. For the world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task
해설자 여자
ahead.
반대로. 알아 거짓말하자. 알았어. 공주를 못 죽여서 미안해.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
이걸 알아버리네.
A warning before you go in.
뭐야? 야 월말이야. 박아버렸는데요? 너무한데?
She will lie. She will
절대
cheat,
말을 들어.
and she will do everything in
아니,
her
이 새끼
power to
하려는 대로 하기
stop you
싫은데요?
from slaying her. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
오두막에 들어간다.
The cabin interior
어머.
is wrong.
어머
A confusing
기괴해라.
patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. It's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
기괴해요.
The only furniture of note is a plain table. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you
단검을
want
또
to do
들고
this
가야
right.
되나?
If he wants us to take it,
아니면은
maybe we should just leave it to collect dust.
그래,
Or
그래,
better
그래.
yet,
반항심.
grab it,
너
throw it out the window. Good as a
그러니까.
knife against a world-ending
나도 그렇게
monstrosity
생각해.
anyway. No, we're taking the knife.
아 그래? 영웅은
Have you seen this
들고 오고
place?
싶어 하네?
We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
이걸로 해설자 찌르면 안 돼요? 찌를 수 없나요?
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours.
아까부터 계속
Quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
또 거울을 볼까? 나는 이
Walk up to the
거울이
wall next to the
뭔가
basement.
엄청난 매개체라고
It's a
지금
wall.
느껴지는데
Isn't
아님
much to see
말고
here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least
거울을
it'll
계속
be
보고
a
나를
mirror once we
인지해야
wipe
되는
off that
건가?
layer of grime.
거울을 또 닦아서 또
You
본다.
reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how. But there was a mirror
뭐라?
a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
들어간다. 자 이번에도 단검을
The
안
door to the basement creaks
들고
open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. The air here has a sickening,
이거
almost sludge-like
어떻게
miasma
아는
to
거야?
it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of
망했는데요?
every scent there is at once. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone
왔다.
and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi.
아,
I'm here.
야 귀신 됐다 이거.
Here to kill.
No, thank you.
귀신 됐어.
Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels
괴물
wrong.
한
This
번 보고
feels
공주
like a
한 번
trap.
보고 또 괴물 봐야 되나?
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning
안
around,
구하러 가서
didn't
구했구나
we?
첫날에.
The heat struck the wall. No way to go but
아.
forward. And
그래
whatever
첫날에
choice we
안 구하러
make,
가가지고
whatever she is, we
흑화했네.
know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of
일단
ways
공주 얼굴을
to
한번
ruin
보자.
his day.
저는 중앙 계단으로 내려가겠습니다.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that.
네.
You lose, but no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know
유메니키인데?
that much.
오 뭐야 오 뭐야 오 뭐야
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears.
오 뭐야
You can feel yourself begin to untether.
점점 뭐야
Physical
이상해.
sensations
으아,
dull
점점
and then vanish.
점점 단순화되고 있어.
Till the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity.
Can I help you?
씨 깜짝이야 미친. 와 나 진짜 놀랬어 지금. 순간 뭐야 했어.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but
눈만 저렇게
also
초롱초롱.
still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
그러니까.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from
첫날에
the
안
other
구하러
side of the basement.
와서
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you.
그러면
Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our
아까
bearings.
상대 메타는
She seems
했으니까
normal.
그냥 여기 일단은 미안 여기 있는지 몰랐어부터 그러면은 구라치지 마 이럴 것 같긴
And
하지만
yet here you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here?
정색하죠 목소리가.
The shadows recede.
아 드디어
revealing
그래도
the
이제
princess's
대화를
face.
할 생각이 있어요.
She's so blank.
이미 마음에
I
공허한
have
것
no idea
같은데.
who she is. Isn't that fun? If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, It's almost as if she fractures.
그러니까
Where we can do that? I don't like this.
저기
It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right?
또
What does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more
그러면
time
여기 또 생겼고
prying out
여기도
details
생겼고
if you're
여기도
going to be
생겼고
so
여기도 생길
irritated
것 같은데요.
about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more
아
of her.
그럴까? 공주를 마구마구 복사해볼까요? 네가 늘어났는데
이거 잘만 하면 6탄 돌격이 몇 배냐 기어 기응 디귿인가.
선생님 숨을 멈춰주세요.
What's
아이고!
that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again.
I don't like where this is going.
선생님 공주가 자아분열이 되는데요.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her
싫어하냐?
now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place?
단검이라도 가져와야 될까요?
What might happen to us if we have to go
이게
back?
좀
Well, that's where the blade is.
3분할은 좀
If you want it, you
힘드네요.
have to go and get it.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back.
Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it?
이게 그
It's like
3분
everything we
할매도
say just
리액션인가 뭔가
multiplies
그건가요?
그런가 봐요.
It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop.
저기 뭐야? 풀어준다. 단검을 다시 가져. 이거는 왜 선택지가 이렇게 세 개가 뭉탱이가 됐을까요? 그죠? 왜 이럴까? 아 공주가 3분할이라서 한 명은 풀어주고 한 명은 가둬두고 한 명은 이렇게 보자. 그러면 한번 3번 좀 재미있겠는데?
Wait, that's not right. Go on.
어이구!
Your foot lands, but it lands different. You
아니, 애들
experience
얼굴이
a
다
firm
다르다.
footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplied in a
만화경.
sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
아니 이 공주님 지금 쿠이쿠이 이러고 있고 얘는 또 이거 잘라달라고 또 손 내밀고 있고 얘는 또 끽 이러고 있고 얘는 또 이러고 있고 뭐람 이게?
Is this what the end of the world looks
정말
like?
엉망진창이군요.
Unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
아 너무 웃겨.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and
뭐지,
nothing
이거
is
히오스 하러 가라는 뜻인가?
excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world falls apart.
어머 한 명은 찔려 있고 한 명은 손이 없겠지 분명히.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were
자
we?
대화 한번 해봅시다.
What happened to us? What are we?
아 진짜 매너라는 진짜 씨.
They just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong.
그래
It's all so
그래 오냐.
Did you do this? Did we do this?
아니 저기.
Can you pull us back apart?
We should help her.
아니야.
We did this.
저기.
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
아 책임전까지 마세요 미친년들아. 최선은 다해볼게. 어휴 깜짝이야. 이 조각 모음이 된 완성품을 이제 들고 가는 것 같아 저게. 어머.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again.
그래, 거울에 다가간다. 거울에 비친 나를 본다. 그럼 또 이 얼굴 아니야? 손이 좀 다르다. 당신은 수척해졌다. 당신은 또다시 정막에 와있다. 오도막에 간다. 뭐지? 또 다가간다.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new. And all of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
저기 머리 아파. 이것에 대해서 어떻게 생각하니?
These ones are a contradiction.
모순의
A
덩어리.
winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike
오로지
me.
그 예쁜
But it is a
공주님의
shape
상태인
they
것만
cannot hold.
받아들인다 이거야? 이거 지금 그러면?
They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them.
하지만 이 모습도 너고 아까 그 모습도 너고 그 전전 모습도 너야. 모두가 너의 파편이란다.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for.
뭐라는 거야, 씨. 모든 게 끝나길 바랄 뿐.
It will, in time, but you still have a ways to go before we are done.
아니,
I
아그가
hold no malice
미친년.
for you.
아니 여러분들, 아그가 없다면서 지금 찔러 죽이고 막 위협하고.
We will know when we near our
끝이
destination.
다가왔을 때 알고 있다고? 한 번 더 돌아와 봅시다.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
그래, 나 지금 엔티티를 찔러버리고 싶었는데 한번.
You're here.
자, 이번에는 자, 혁명 만세!
Spirit.
응. 공주를 단박에 죽여버리겠습니다.
You
이번에는.
make your way up the
좋아.
short
새로운
path to the
루트로
cabin.
오두막에 들어간다. 오케이, 레볼루션 메타로 한번 가보도록 하겠습니다.
The interior of the cabin is blade
자,
is your.
당금.
You
가만
take the
가만.
blade from the table.
레볼루션
It'd be
메타
rather
갑니다.
difficult to slay
쓰게.
the princess and
지하실로 들어간다.
the door to the basement creaked her voice.
Who's there?
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if
덴저러스
she's the one
목소리?
in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
하인요, 널 즐기러 왔는데.
Oh, are you? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the end of surprise. Good luck, hero.
아이씨. 아, 중2병 메타는 조금 힘든 거야? 아, 오케이. 아, 중2병 메타 힘드네요.
You walk down the
수척해져
stairs
보인다.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy
아닌가?
chain around
원래
her
똑같았나?
wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful.
아, 그 와중에 또 얼빠.
Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
집중하세요.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
응. 결의를 굳히고 다가간다.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then?
응.
Fine. What even
아,
makes you
이럴 줄
think
알았으면
you can
조용히 할
kill me?
거였나?
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have,
아니, 난 이미
you'll have to
네가
get close enough to use it.
정신분열하는 거를 지금 4번째 보고 있다.
So, you should just drop it.
그리고 칼을 놓기를
Best
바라고
not
있어요,
to
지금.
risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
알겠다, 설자야. 잠깐. 죽여버려.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
저주 인형 대사.
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying,
자,
she
일단
entirely believes herself
아그이
to be alive
1스택.
and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped
죽었다.
breathing moments ago. But is it over?
죽었다.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very
야,
wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a
이거
little
완전히
bad.
저 근스라이팅이잖아 이거 해설자 지금.
One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty
그래놓고서는
conscience.
이제 자기는 피 한 방울 안 묻히고 나한테 약간 그 책임 전가하는 그 전형적인 그런 사람들 말투잖아.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
떠난다.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from
이게
certain
맞아?
doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is what happened. Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here.
세상을 구한 것 치고 결말이 영 별로인데.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity.
약간 호타로 같은
Your reward.
컨셉을 하려 했는데 망해버렸는데요? 영원의 시작점?
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
아니 나가야지 미친
I
새끼야.
do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
이것도
I
자결
can hear
엔딩이잖아.
everything you say, little
아우.
voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on. He's right. Do you hear that? It wants to take this
이
happiness away
설자는
from
계속
you.
이
It wants this
루프를
wonderful
여기서 영원히
place
가두려고 하는 것
to
같아. 아까
end.
우리가 공주 죽일 때마다 설자가 존나 다 됐거든요. 그러다가 마지막에 용사가 그 스스로 목숨을 끊게끔 약간 유도하는 것 같거든요.
Do you not? There's more for us to do. And
약간
the
그런
only way for
느낌이고.
us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
단검을 사용하면 우리가 죽는 거 아니야?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
네 감의 죽음까지 감수할 생각 없다. 난 죽기 싫어.
Suppose we've got all the time in the world for you to change your mind. More happy time passes.
아 이러면 또 아사 엔딩 같은데요,
The
여러분들?
word begins to lose its
그럼 또
meaning.
아사 엔딩 각인데?
Time, that is. Please shake yourself out of it. With the little voices, please.
일단 나가야
fall
되나?
on deaf
죽어도 다음
ears.
생에 다시 살아난다는 걸 이용해서 그냥 죽어서
Eventually
빨리
you pass into
탈출하는 게
a
나을 것
peaceful
같아.
state of pure
아사가 없나?
existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply...
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
행복해, 안 행복해, 행복해, 안 행복해, 안 행복해.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. The blade. I can hear is right. Do you hear? Do you not? Don't you?
블레이드.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you.
죽자,
Is
죽자.
this not fine? Whatever. For the first time
안에
since
뭐가
time
있는지 한번
stopped
보자.
meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the
어머.
blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
에?
You're on a path in the woods.
유래.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
아이, 이 씹새끼야.
By tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe that's fine.
다시
It wasn't very
죽이면
hard to
돼.
kill her last time. Well, if for whatever reason you
해설자를
insist
죽이자.
that this has happened before,
이게
those
무슨
are two
의미가 있지?
very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment, if you're
이거
back
아까 했던
home,
얘기잖아,
well,
이
and I
개새끼야.
believe your other question. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical, had you failed to slay the princess, it doesn't matter because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back,
냉혈이 아까 또 나왔었는데 지금 냉혈이가 또 나왔거든요.
just be quick about it.
오! 오히려 내가 공주를 죽인 다음에 세상이 멸망했고.
That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other. Yes. Maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again. But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. We did kill her. You're going to find her in the cabin. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the... Well, that's exactly what we're afraid of. Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but
와, 근데 멘트에서 이제 슬슬 약간 사자 냄새 지려요, 여러분들.
capable of doing this. Oh,
너가 아니면 안 돼. 넌 특별하단다.
Special. Of course we're special.
어딘가
I've told you
수상적인데.
everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make this is boring. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to...
가자. 그래. 이제 다들 미쳐가고 있다.
Before you go any further, she will lie, she will cheat, she
알았어.
won't.
오도막에 간다. 이번에는 대꾸도 안 하고 가서 암살해 보겠습니다. 그냥.
The interior of the cabin is cold. A soft
뭐가
odor
그래도
of
좀
dirt
바뀌었네요,
permeating
또.
the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside,
또
banging the
달라요.
shutters against the windows. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a... Like I've been saying.
그래,
She's
공주는
dead.
이미 우리가 죽였는데. 근데 공주도 기억하겠지. 이제 거울이고 자시고 당근 가져와.
You take the blade from the table.
갖고 와. 다 꺼져. 들어가. 다 꺼져. 말 한마디도 안 할 거야. 지금 이제 완전 멘붕
The door to
와가지고.
the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden
아까는
stairwell.
공주를 살려줄 때니
Everything is coated
여기가
in
되게
thick
화려했는데
layer of
공주를
dust.
죽이면 죽일수록
And you
여기가
can feel it
음습해지거든요.
settle into
지하실
your lungs as
오두막이.
you breathe in the stale
그거는 좀
air.
느꼈어요, 내가.
The room below is
과연 어떤
silent.
모습으로.
Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go
확인해보자.
down and see.
목소리가
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view.
죽었는데.
A skeletal body lying in a heap
그럼 나
on the
여기 왜
floor,
왔어?
its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost!
아, 이래서 유령이구나.
Oh.
아, 영혼만
How
남아가지고.
absolutely terrifying.
어머.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send
어떡해.
shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, And she's right there.
유령을 어떻게 죽여?
That means we could kill her again.
잠시 지켜본다?
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
네.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
피해자 코스프레 그만해. 죽이지는 내가 죽기를 원하냐? 내가 해줄 수 있는 게 있냐? 죽기를 원하냐? 내가 뭘 원하냐? 널 또 만나면 죽이잖아. 나도 죽이잖아. 넌 죽었잖아. 싫어하냐? 내가 널 죽이는 순간 오토바이 순간 내가 난 지금 왜 시키냐? 너 아니고 내가 누가 죽였잖아. 아니고 내가 넌 죽었잖아. 그러면 내가 시간 너 죽여버려.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused.
카와이.
But I didn't
깜짝이야.
say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
왜 너랑 나는 다를까?
You don't look dead, killer.
나 죽었다 살아났어.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
지금은 살아있는데.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are.
무엇에 관심 있냐고?
I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out.
약간 이제 지금은 지방령이 됐어, 지방령.
I just want to go home.
집에 가고
I'm
싶어.
so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please.
또 빙이다야.
So, let me hitch a ride.
You owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can
그냥
possess
곱게 얘기할
us?
것이지. 뭐 저런 표정을 자꾸.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
그러고 보니까 우리 얼굴도 아까 좀 이상했는데.
Now isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
싫다. 통제권을 가질 수 있냐? 나쁘지 않네. 공주에게 몸을 빌려준다. 안 돼. 안 준다. 싫다면 한번 도발.
Then I won't hitch a ride.
안 들어온다고? 싫은 건 안 들어온다는데 굳이? 내가 싫다고 하면 빌리지 않는 거야? 빌리지 못하는 거야?
I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you.
미친.
But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in.
이걸 믿어야
And
될까요?
doesn't it sound nice?
빌려줘?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
여긴 안 그래도 붐비거든.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt.
죄책감을 느끼긴 한다면?
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside
하나 더
someone
들어가도
else's
되겠는데?
body. That is a very dangerous trait.
If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works.
그냥 이렇게 된 거 내 몸에 봉인을 시켜가지고 그냥 흡수해버릴까요?
Do you hear the way she said that?
그래.
Sure. Why not?
통제권까지.
That doesn't sound very reassuring.
I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you...
너 그럼 셀러맨더로 살아야 돼? 그럼 그냥 준다?
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a...
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
씨발.
She rushes forward and then... she's...
개망했다.
A sharp chill
괜히
spreads
줬다.
across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this.
아,
Can
다시
we get a
선택할 수
do-over?
없는가요? 망했어요.
I'm afraid it's too late to
안아줘요.
stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching
엔딩
and
수집,
convulsing
엔딩 수집에 의의를
violently,
두자.
each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor,
허.
and everything goes dark.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move.
그러면은 그 네셀라멘다로 추정되는 몸에 해설자도 있고 그 다른 자아도 있고 나도 있고 이렇게
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
얘들까지
Clearly
있고
it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also
깨진
supposed to be
유리
you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
뭐 이렇게
I'm-
몸속에 뭔가 보이나 봐.
Yeah? Go on. Finish the thought. What are you?
I'm a voice. I'm me, is what
Who cares what we are? We exist.
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
정말 심심할 일은 없겠군요.
No, it matters. What we
월세
are
내라,
matters.
이것들아.
If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the
무단
same
점거잖아,
thing you
무단 점거. 그래, 아니 이거 그거 덕몽업소 그 펠리칸도 아니고.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I
오,
can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there.
오히려 잘 됐어.
Like the shape of something left behind.
설자의 존재를 알게
You're more
됐어.
of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
오, 설자랑 이제 1대1 공작새 배틀 간다.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this.
아니 지금 짜증 나가지고 여기서도 공주를 죽인다 했고 아 머리가 어지러워 너무 많아.
Then don't think. Just move.
One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if...
I guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in
근데
here,
제
I'll be making
생각에는
some renovation.
공주를 죽인다면 내가
It's too
죽는 거 아니야?
crowded.
내가 그 자살을 해야지 공주가 죽는 거 아니에요? 그냥 지하실 떠납시다.
Your
안고
legs,
갑시다.
weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them,
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end
그냥
of the world.
설자랑 공주랑 1대1로 맞짱 가게 만들어야 돼.
but that's exactly what you leaving this
그게
place is
답이야.
going to be.
You
내가
don't
뭘
know
할 수 있는
that.
게 없어 지금. 이거
I
봐.
do.
Wait.
둘이
If she
맞짱
has
가야
a
돼.
home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean
집에
that
가자.
wherever her home is,
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it?
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction...
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices,
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you think he sent you here?
I hate to admit it, but she's not wrong. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine.
this body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
몸을 끌어 나아간다.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing...
Finally! Finally!
Finally.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle.
에큐.
You pause
그치?
before you open it.
지금 탈진돼가지고 내 몸속에 영혼이 너무 많아가지고
Was exhaustion really the best
에큐
you
하고
could muster
지금
up?
문도 못 열 정도로
It's
탈진해버렸어.
There's no use stalling.
연다.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it. Collapse to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin.
과연 바깥 세상은?
As you exhale from the effort. Yes?
에?
Nothing. He's gone. And
진짜
so is
멸망이야?
everything else.
So we did slay him after all.
진짜
He
멸망이?
had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in
엥?
nowhere
이회진?
forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
왜 이회진이지?
We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore?
Alright. Let's see if I'm stuck with you forever.
엥? 히치하이커를 계열받는다.
Guessing not. All's well that ends well, right? You lived up to your end of the bargain, so I'll live up to mine.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
너? 어머머머머머. 또? 당신은 대답하지 못한다. 영원히.
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? I would have kept them in the dark. What is that supposed to mean?
어떻게 되는 걸까?
Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
엔딩이 없나? 계속 조각 모음이야? 이번에 내 얼굴을 한번 봅시다. 어? 당신은 해체되었다? 뭐야? 뭐지, 나 해체됐대요, 여러분들. 어떻게 하지? 여기 왔다. 말 좀 해요.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet.
우리는 바깥으로 계속 나가야
We're
돼요.
supposed to. Do you know what we'll find out there?
그곳에서 보이는 걸 알아야 된다. 그러니까 바깥에 뭐가 있는데?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own.
정말 또 실전 맨헤라 강의
Nothing can't
나와버렸다.
exist. If I did, I would already be awake.
지도 지가 누군지도 몰라, 인연. 장문충 간다.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your
아니 나는
narrator lives in the
네가
spaces
저기
beyond?
해설자랑 맞다이 까는 그림을 기대했는데 그것도 아니고 딱히. 나 일단 그 새끼를 죽일 거야 나는.
If he drives you towards my destruction, then he is steeped in delusion, for he does not know me, just as I hold compassion for you. This one is vaporous. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never. One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough.
야!
And then
그릇 하나만 더 가지고 오면 된다.
back to me. I will be singular.
좋아. 가자.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me.
약간
when the
연금술인가?
thread is fully drawn.
가자.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know
가자.
what we are. I will be here.
이거 깜짝이야. 아유 이건 볼 때마다. 좋았어. 이제 하나만 더 가지고 오면 된대. 좋아. 이번에는 무슨 메타로 가야 될까요, 여러분들? 이번에 좀 고민이야. 우리가 지금 갈팡질팡하다가 죽인 메타랑 주저없이 죽인 메타랑 유령 메타랑 상디 메타도 했었고 냉혈한 메타도 했었는데 그냥 돌아간 것도 했었고 도망치는 것도 했었어. 속이기 메타로 하자고? 보자. 말없이 계속 안 죽일 것처럼 가다가 마지막에 죽이기? 오 씨발 너무하잖아. 내 혁명만세 했어요. 배신맨 메타 가자고? 씹새끼 메타? 씹새끼 메타? 씹새끼.
While I appreciate the mental exercise we are running up against a nevertheless, let me and before you decide causality, it's no use unless of
가자.
does it?
좋아.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
가보자.
You make your way up.
오도막. 새로운 목소리가 나와야 되는 거지.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely the blade
단검
is your
들고
implement.
갑니까? 혹시 모르니.
You take the blade from the table.
아 나 진짜 아니 저 한결같으시네 얀쌤. 이지투원 하시네.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is Anna.
자,
Her
들어가
voice
봅시다.
carries up the stairs.
아 공주를 선택지에서
Who's
진짜
there?
죽여볼까?
She sounds dangerous.
그럼
Don't let it fool
약간
you. It's all part of the
초반에
manipulation.
상디였다가 나중에 죽이기. 아니요.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk down the stairs. She's so focused on the task at hand.
And there you are.
아니야 아니야
Are you here
아니야.
to kill me or something?
아니야. 내가 왜 그러겠어.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away.
아니야 이건
doesn't it?
호신용이야.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who
칼
would have a
내려놓을까?
conversation at knife point? Don't you dare.
돈도 돼.
It's fine.
Oh
We can decide
no,
what we
don't
want
do
to
that.
do
Oh
after we
no,
talk to
don't do
her.
that.
Maybe she really is a monster.
Oh no,
Killing someone in
don't do
cold
that.
blood isn't very becoming of us.
단검을 떨어뜨린다.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
이거 왠지
and
첫 번째랑
drops to
좀
the floor
비슷한데?
with an unceremonious
됐어. 여기서부터 상대 메타 가능이야.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe now we can just talk.
안 챙겨야 되는데
Against your better judgment,
자.
we'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to
여기서부터
accomplish here, but I can assure
뒤늦게
you there's no
가짜
reasoning
육수.
with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
아니야. 지금 날 유혹하는 거야. 아니 대화는 이제 충분해요. 자 인공 육수 한번 물어봅시다.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other.
아니
By definition, we have a
바바님들
relationship.
여자들은 이런 말 헛소리 하면은 야, 헛소리 하지 마 씨발 이런다고.
You can't.
어떻게 해야
Don't
나갈 수
bother.
있니?
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. And well, we can always put
자.
that knife to good use.
Her sharp eye. She
칼을
isn't
써서
such
한번
as she is.
나가봅시다.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
근데 이미
know
좀
why you're here.
상대가 되기에는 늦은 것 같아요. 족쇄를 조사한다.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the
그래도 좀
princess to the
이렇게
bed large and
이것저것
heavy,
약간
far
도와주는
too solid
척이라도
for you to
하고.
even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking
이때
for
안
it.
갔다 왔었거든요.
I'm sure it's somewhere up.
Doubtful.
이번에 갔다
Whoever
옵시다.
locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light.
자 위로 올라갔다 올게요.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way
아,
out
이거
of the
씨발.
basement, but the door
이거
at the top
너무
of the stair
답정너네.
is someone else here.
문을
You try the
열어본다.
door. You're here. Your
어이
shouts, and I'll repeat.
좆됐어요.
You
내려갑시다.
make your way back to the bottom. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I
님
heard the door slam.
망함.
They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you.
뭐야? 선택지 2개 됐다. 구한다, 죽인다. 구한다, 죽인다, 구한다, 죽인다, 구한다, 죽인다, 구한다. 일단 구해 놓고서는 뒤에 또 죽인다 선택지가 있을 것 같아. 이거 처음 봐요? 어머 내가 여러분들 처음 보는 선택지를 지금 그지 와 센즈 그지 지금 여기서 그지 뭐랄까 일단 구한다.
Against your better
이거는
judgment,
봤던 일러스트긴 한데.
place the blade against the princess's arm. Just you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and she didn't so much as utter a
이것도 다
free
봤던
from her
거고.
bite. How is she so composed?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
근데 아까랑 대사가 좀 다른 게 아까는 Thank you 약간 이런 느낌이었거든. 근데 지금은 Thank you 어서 나가자 막 이런 느낌이에요. 장기문으로.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I
칼을
just
들고
can't
있는
let her escape into the
순간부터.
world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
근데 여기서도
Watch me.
경고하는 게 한 번 있었고 바로 죽이는 게 한 번 있었거든요. 한번 경고를 하면은 근데 앞모습을 보여줘가지고 또 여기에 칼빵이 날 것 같고 뒤에서 한번 찔러볼게요. 아니야? 경고 한번 해야 되나? 지금 그냥 등에 한번 칼을 아까 경고했었거든. 에잇?
You bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back.
마참네.
Finally. Okay. There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't have to tell you that.
아니요 저기.
I'll go ahead and show you.
저기 죄송. 야 이거 뭐냐? 어쩔? 야 이거 죽인다. 플라잉 도계자. 처음 봐요 포기하는 거? 오. 그랜저를 박으면 좀 그래도 봐줄. 근데 이미 찔렀는데 이거를 플라잉 도계자 한다고 해서 되겠니? 아씨. 좀 추한데? 세이브? 세이브가 있었군. 퀵 세이브. 세이브를 한 번도 안 했군요. 일단 여기서 세이브 한 번 하고 죄송합니다 한 번 할까요?
칼 들고 협박하고 있는 건 난데 왜 쫄리지?
지금 죽인다 먼저 하자고? 나 개쫄려 님들. 이거 지금 뭐랄까 약간 여러분들의 쾌락을 위해서 나의 선택지를 순수하게 여러분들의 지금 쾌락을 위해서 나의 선택지를 마구마구 지금 소니쇼 뭐 망하든 마든 알게 뭐냐 좀 약간 이런 느낌이거든요. 저에게 약간 뭐 죽이든 말든 어차피 세이브했는데 뭐 줏대 없이 뭐 마음대로 하든 말든 마음대로 하라고 약간 이런 그런 느낌을 좀 받아가지고 아니 이거를 그러면은 내가 이 마지막 조각이거든 이게 마지막 조각인데 이게 마지막 조각인데 그러면은 어떻게 하지 님들? 이게 마지막 조각인데 하고 싶은 거 뭔지 알아고? 나는 여기서 솔직히 죽이고 싶거든요. 난 여기서 죽이고 싶은데 포기가 좀 궁금해. 궁금해서
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering haymaker.
원펀맨 돼버렸는데? 공주 펀치.
You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again.
아니, 귀에 어머.
Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
아니, 나 좀 정만들.
역시 공주야 기본적인 무술을 배웠나봐.
If we're lucky.
개웃기다 진짜. 아니 이거 너무 웃기다 진짜.
Oh, too weak to even try
어머.
fighting back.
아니 실장
How
것 봐.
disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her
어머.
knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could. It can't just end like this. I'm sorry.
끝이야? 아이고.
Everything goes dark.
에? 로드하고 싶다.
And you die.
오! 뭐 그래도 챕터 2까지 가네.
You're on a path in the woods.
어떻게 할까? 이대로
And at
그냥
the end of that
가볼까?
path
야 이거 얻어맞아
is a
죽는
cabin.
것도 웃긴다.
And you're here to slay her.
성체를 봤나요? 나도 모르겠는데. 그 여자가 날 또 죽일까?
Again. People don't die twice.
오히려 도파민이야.
You haven't even met the princess,
가보자.
and I hardly
Go,
think she'd
go,
be
go,
capable
go.
of killing
재밌다.
someone as skilled and courageous. If he doesn't
go, go.
remember what happened, then
일단
maybe
등만
it's best to keep
찔렀거든?
it that way.
어.
You know I can hear you, right? What does it matter what he knows?
절망의
There's
목소리.
nothing we can do to
와.
stop her.
이게
She's just
절망적이야.
going to kill us
공주한테 그렇게
again.
실장권법으로 야 뭐 귀신의 힘으로 죽은 것도 아니고 유령의 힘으로 죽은 것도 아니고 뭐 어디 홀려서 죽은 것도 아니고 씨발 진짜 순수 격투기로 맞아 죽었어요. 이 얼마나 불명예스럽습니까 이거.
She is not going to kill you
어디
unless
저
you let her.
갇혀있던 여자애한테
Slaying the
주먹으로
princess
쳐맞아가지고
and saving the world
그
is going to be
죽었으니
much more
얼마나
difficult than it has
어?
to be if you
나름
spend the
용사라고
whole time
생각했는데
second-guessing
심지어 한
yourself.
손만 한 손으로 얻어맞아 죽었어요 이거. 야 이거
Those are two
어떡하냐.
very different questions, but fine.
너
Let's
어떡할
say for a
거야?
moment that this really is the second time you've met. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything.
온몸에 모든 뼈를
She
부러뜨렸대.
broke every bone in our body.
미친.
What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are
이거는
we
순수
supposed to do to stop her
체급에서
now?
밀렸습니다.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asked, what do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. If it's the latter, what do you think happened after? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well
이미
just walk up
공주한테
to that cabin, break
쳐맞아서
her chains and
그
let her do whatever she wants.
공포가
It's all the same.
학습돼가지고 이제 공주한테 가기도 싫어.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't
얘는
mean
공주
you're not
무서워가지고
capable of
공주한테
staying.
아무것도 못해.
Both of those things can be true at the same time.
자 일단
Just be quick about it.
공주에 대해서 절대 공주한테 나 이제 존나 쳐맞아서 어떡할 거야.
She just can. We're not. We
우리가
might
가서
as
싹싹
well
빌자.
pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing
지금
anything
중국
in this
틱톡 해야 돼.
situation.
중국 틱톡.
She probably doesn't even need to try
싹싹
to
빌어가지고.
overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being pessimist.
비관주의구나. 절망의
Just being
목소리가.
realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering and whatever you do, don't
싹싹 빌지
pledge
마세요.
yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how
이거 대체 어떤 곳일까?
locked her in.
아 이거 아까 얘기한 거고. 자 그게 다야.
Now,
가자. 이 학습된 공포.
oh,
공주를 무시하면 안
before
되는
you go
이유.
any further. She will lie. She called us off at least one of you.
오두막에
If that's
들어간다.
what you want.
아니
Yes,
진짜
I don't know.
오로지 주먹질과 발길질 하나로 그 두드려 맞아 죽었거든요.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a
어머.
pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
우리가 작아진
We
느낌이지?
don't feel small.
에? 진짜 작아진 거야?
Small.
오두막이
Maybe
아예
that's
다른
because you
거야?
haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous.
일단 무서우니까
You take
단검을
the blade from the
챙깁시다.
altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and
일단
save the world.
무서우니까요. 거울 한번 볼까요? 응.
You walk up to the wall next to the bed. What are you talking about?
내가 작아졌는지 한번
You
확인해.
reach forward.
아이씨발 또
We
거울
should count
없어지고.
ourselves lucky.
들어가자.
Some things are better left
어머
unseen.
이거 돌문이야 돌문.
The door to the basement creaks open,
이번엔
revealing
이렇게
a
내려가는
spiral
계단이네.
staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. This is actually... It's still a stone basement.
어머.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
헉!
You weren't kidding when you said it was
맙소사.
booming. She wasn't like this last time.
야야야야야야야.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude?
압도당하고 있다.
Just a few. It doesn't matter what that little voice.
계단을 내려간다.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming
약간
and
달코킹
exhausting
같은
effort.
커스텀은 안
Every
하시나요?
step requiring you to clamber over
저런
one edge
말투라면
before dropping to the next.
한 번쯤은
But soon the end comes into view. The princess towers over you,
오, 뭐
almost
얼핏
glowing in the weak
약간
starlight.
내려다보고
Her figure
있네.
framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her
어쨌든 약간
wrist to the
위압감을
far wall.
좀 보여주려고 하는 그런 높낮이인가봐.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be
의미
a
없는
toy for
저항.
all the good it would do. I told
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
격투기로 걔 쳐맞아 나가지고 이제 나 작은 새가 돼버렸네. 권왕이네 이거.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's
제가
useless.
대담하게
Such
왔답니다.
charming audacity. Drop it.
the blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor. We didn't have to do that.
버리겠습니다.
And yet you did.
예절 주입 당하는 중.
She's so much.
패왕색에 약간 지려가지고.
You wouldn't understand what it feels like
그녀는
to be in
우월한
her
존재야.
presence.
숭배해야만 해.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
헉! 이 대사는 시다. 발가락이라도 할게 해주십시오.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
웃기네.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
자, 대화를 할 수 있나요?
The last time we met, you tried to kill
아니요,
me.
그럴 생각
And
일도
here
없습니다.
you are again, trying to succeed where you
아니요,
already
아니요.
catastrophically failed.
아니요.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls?
해설자라는 새끼입니다. 제가 그럴 리가 없지 않습니까?
Speak.
The last time we met.
해설자라는 새끼입니다.
I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods.
왜 이 새끼 또
Still,
내
whatever
방패
you do,
삼아가지고
don't
너
tell
또
her why
최후의
you're
순간에
here.
사라질 거라고
It's
이거.
best not to give her any
이
ideas.
새끼 또 최후의 순간에 사라질 거라니까. 나는 제가 들은 게 있거든요. 저가요 들은 게 있는데요.
You weak-willed buffoon.
해설자라는 새끼가요.
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
제가 죽이고 싶어서 죽은 거 아니거든요.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary
뭐야,
prelude
이거
to the
진짜
birth of the
멸망
new.
엔딩이야?
And the world as it is now is overdue for... It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird,
어차피 망할 거
will help me
여왕님한테
seize
진짜.
it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do.
야
but
결국에는 여자한테 개쳐맞고 굴복 엔딩이잖아. 퍽! 너 이제부터 내 부하에 알겠어? 이거잖아 지금.
그리고 세상은 멸망했.
아니 이거 멸망해도 이거 잠깐 어쩔 수
Know the
없지.
limits of your privilege, little bird.
아 여왕님은 자비가 없으시네. 아 예.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is
종,
not a
사제,
place for an
애완동물이라고?
equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
저는 공주님의 컷입니다. 공주에게 바로 개같이 사족보행으로 뛰어가가지고 충성을 맹세하기.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
지금 뭐 용사고 자시고 지금
All you need to do now is break my chains.
아, 족쇄 부숴드리겠습니다.
If this is what you want, then
오,
I guess there's
아,
not
몸매
much
왜 이렇게
else for me to
좋아졌냐?
say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so
아까는
close. I won't let
종만두
you do this.
공주님이었는데 지금은 좀 여왕님 됐네.
There's still something in the way.
설자 좀 데려가십시오.
A greasy film inside of you where it
아니, 설자 좀
doesn't
데려가시라고요.
belong. Trying to is that a person?
오우씨.
No, it used to be a person.
몸매
It's
뭐야 갑자기?
something different now.
Is she talking about
야, 네
you?
얘기한다.
That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What
자,
are you
설자
talking
다
about?
들켰습니다.
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
어머.
Rise, my little bird.
뭐야, 설자 사라졌어.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
그래도 계속 얘기하네.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is
야,
a
이거
blade.
이 루트 재밌다.
All you need to do is believe it's been
할 수 있다고 믿기만 하면은 믿어진다고. 공주의 족쇄를 끊는다.
Her chains shatter,
어머.
and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
오. 이제 전 어떻게 되죠?
Nothing. And then
아무 일도
everything.
없었다. 손을 잡는다. 어머. 엥?
She's gone.
에?
Where did she go? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
거울 당한다. 내 얼굴은? 에? 당신은 아무것도 아니다? 하지만 집중해서 본다. 하지만 무언가 보이기 시작한다. 뭐지 이게? 무슨 까마귀 같은 건가 이런 거? 넌 나야?
I think you know what I am.
야! 에그머니나. 설자야 너?
The narrator. Yes. I suppose
아,
that's my
설자
job,
거울 안에
isn't it?
그 봉인돼
You needed help
있었네.
after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me.
오이. 넌
Oh,
무엇이지?
I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the
그럼
only one.
설자는
who
한
made
명이
that
아니었고
claim.
설자가 여러
Many
명이었구나.
others like me.
계속 만났던 애들이. 아이고.
Of course.
아,
That is by both
그러네.
necessity and
설자는
design.
그러면은 이제 같은 것 같지만은 한 명이 아닌
This
거였어.
construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you fail, anytime you thought yourself dead, it will, but you'll be awake soon.
설자
And it won't be able
NK1,
to work like that
NK2였어.
anymore.
에그먼나. 저기 내가 뭔가 질문할 때마다 너가 부서지는데 어떡해?
I'm aware.
아, 나 너무
And if I were you, I'd be
아
more
너무
precious
이런
about
게
your time.
궁금해 지금. 잠깐만. 근데 일단 내 정체가 좀
You're the long
궁금하거든.
quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
그럼 내가 신이라는 거야? 야, 그렇다. 나는 그럼 내가 신이라는 거야? 오. 어떻게
By
없애려는
slaying
거야?
the princess. Once she's gone, everyone will get to exist exactly
그러면
as
나는
they
설자가
are.
만든 신이니까 설자 말을 듣는 게 정배였던 거야
No
혹시?
more howling chaos, just
누구를 믿어야 될지 모르겠네. 오. 그러면 너는 역시 루프에 대해 알고 있었군.
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain
뭐야 얘네
realizations
시즈잖아
that would have made finishing
그러면은.
your task impossible.
아니 뭐야 얘네도 그 아수라 프로젝트네.
I'm sure many of them were convinced that they
여기는
had
설자
to be the
프로젝트네.
first version
설자
of them you'd
프로젝트.
encountered. Anything else would have been too
뭐냐 이게?
existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that
어이 새끼 이거 어떡하지? 난 이 모든 것을 보면 안 되는
you were
거였나?
either going to have seen all this or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world.
죽는 게 뭐가 무섭냐? 공주 정체.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though.
죽어 그냥.
The inevitability of death is torture. I would gladly put two infinite beings through what you've been through to spare infinite lives from oblivion.
계속 반복할 거라는데? 어머. 거짓말도 있고 진짜도 있네. 잠깐만. 그러면은 지금 해설자를 믿기, 공주를 믿기 지금 꼭 그거네요. 해설자를 믿기, 공주를 믿기. 난 몰라. 일단 이걸 좀 그녀의 생각을 좀 알아야겠어.
I've said my piece, and my time is up.
좋았어.
It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away.
해설자는 진실만 말한 거 같다고? 그러면 공주가 쌍년이라는 건가? 뭐야, 당신은 새로운 깨달음을 얻는다. 해설자의 말대로 당신은 정막이다. 새로 태동하기 시작한 무한한 신. 그리고 이제 깨어날 시간이다. 이 모든 것이 당신이다. 마지막으로 한 번 더. 오! 당신은 모든 것의 심장부에 도착하지만 그곳에는 마지막 그릇이 없다. 아무것도 보이지 않는다.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
징그러워.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
저기요.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
저기요.
Every word you spoke found its way to me.
나는
I know
불가능.
him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
이제 무슨 일이
I'm
일어나죠?
a passive player, always reacting.
아니 나는
never
불가능이야.
acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
나 수동적인 자였어?
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning?
아니 끝까지 이 새끼 진짜 미친 컨셉충이야. 여기까지 와서 죽여야 돼? 아 진짜 미치겠네.
even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve. If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words
저는
cannot
아직도 이해를
express.
못했어요.
And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well.
네?
If this is what it takes to enlighten you,
저 아무 말도 안
then
했는데요.
so be it.
저기요.
You become nothing.
이왕 이렇게 된 김에 죽이는 게 어때요?
You, but at the feet of that power.
그 마지막에 이 여왕님이 제일 자아가 큰가 봐.
But burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side.
마지막 조각에서가 제일 자아가 컸나?
Gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards.
나는 폭력은 상대하지 않아. 여자를 때리진 않아. 아 미친. 아니 개같이 청하다 놓고서는 어이구. 그 와중에 손깍지 또 껴주네.
They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet I offer you a path to redemption. And you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
싸움을 일찍 끝내고 항복한다라는 선택지가 있는데요. 아니야 근데 모든 그 그릇과 얘기를 해야 될 것 같아. 하지만 구원이 없다면 죄 또한 존재하지 않아. 네, 모든 그릇과 다 얘기해 볼래.
There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment,
이건 좀 불가능. 많이 불가능.
A chaos that needed
chaos.
But without chaos, there is.
널 이해해줄게.
You saw with a single pair of eyes, but you needed dozens to comprehend.
아니 이게 도대체 무슨?
And now here we are, each with millions of eyes.
우리의 정체에 눈을 뜨고 있어요.
To what we are. Your little sink into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go?
나 울고 있는.
The stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me, and me lifting you, forever and ever and ever.
이 얼굴일 때 저를 칼로 몇 번을 찔렀습니까 이 쌍년이? 이 얼굴일 때 나를 몇 번을 찔렀어요? 에? 죽여버린다 없네 인연. 죽여버린다가 없어. 다 첫 번째 선택지로 해야겠다.
It was how things are meant to be.
으아! 그리고 맨 처음에 만났던 발 꺾던 거. 어지러워. 이게 영혼이 총 몇 개일까나? 오 씨발 깜짝이야. 뭘까? 뭐라는 거냐 이 시불장 새끼가. 일단은 그 약간 언더테일 메타로다가
And yet there is no reason to resist me beyond fear and delusion. If you aren't afraid of me, why would you resist me? Why would you force the rest of the world to resist me too?
당신과 그녀의 갈등이 가라앉자 공주가 온화해진 표정으로 미소를 짓는다.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison
뭐야?
together.
우리가 여길 떠난다. 떠날 준비가 됐다. 원래 너와 싸우고 싶지 않았다. 그건 놔둘 수 없다. 모든 것이 죽게 둘 수 없다. 공주를 죽인다. 난 더 나은 세상을 위해 싸야만 해. 정말 미안해. 공주를 죽인다. 넌 잔혹함 그 자체야. 널 살려줘서 공주를 죽인다. 어? 난 무엇이 정답인지 모른다. 근데 이거는 정답이 아니다. 야, 이 볼드체 뭐냐 이거? 자, 야 여러분들 이거 근데 내가
머금고 죽이기.
근데 저 솔직히 저 신인데 저도 신이라는데 왜 얘한테 이렇게 꼼짝 못하는 거 나 갑자기 괘씸해졌거든요. 그리고 이 볼드체가 굉장히 수상합니다. 한번 볼드체를 좀 눌러보도록 할게요.
There is no something else. This, what we are, is everything.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
아 깜짝이야. 나 혼자 할 수 있어.
I don't think you can. She's too many things all at once out here.
자,
If you want to get
갑자기
through to her, you need someone
저도
to get through all
신인데
that divine
이
confidence.
새끼가 우리가 자꾸 함께라고 하니까 약간 나랑 맞먹으려는 것 같거든?
There's still a piece of me.
안 되겠어.
nestled
서열 정리
close
한번
to where
가야겠어.
it all
내가
began.
비록
I can take you
한쪽
there.
팔로 싸워서
I
졌지만은
can take
안
you to
되겠어
her
이거.
heart.
It's time to resume our
뭘
dance.
춤을 춰.
She's relentless, isn't she?
끈질긴 여자구만.
Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
준비됐어?
Then let's go.
어? 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 어?
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
설자 사라졌나?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him.
야 여기
I
여기
don't think
그대로
it
있네.
could
여기
handle you
창문에.
waking up to godhood.
어이씨 아 깜짝이야. 아이 놀랬잖아 이씨.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? You know, come to think of it, there's no mirror either. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if
죽일까?
things go south, we go. That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not. Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but
33개월
he's been
감사합니다.
part
땡큐.
of us since the
안녕냥.
very beginning.
안녕냥. 들어가. 아니 왜냐면 좀 괘씸하잖아요 여러분들. 내가
Stairs. Do you remember the
이
first time we
세계의
were here?
신이라고 만들어졌는데
First time we heard her voice.
전연을 저지하기 위해서 만들어진 신이라고. 이게 설자 말이 전부 사실이라면은
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't
이
exist?
새끼 왜 내 심리를 읽었냐?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
어?
And there you are, knife in hand. It really brings me back. Have you given up? You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
어? 잠깐만. 아니 이게 매번 사람 헷갈리게 하네. 이거 한번 얘기를 족쇄가 없네. 얘기는 한번 할까요? 어차피 마지막인데. 아니 난 신이 되고 싶은데
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
너는 일단 바깥에 있는 것들과는 자아가 다른 것 같고 이젠 어쩌지?
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out?
얘는 저 밖에 있는 애들 아닌 것 같은데.
What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So, make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened.
뭐야? 야, 이번에야말로 진짜 공주를 믿기. 그건가?
Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that?
이게 가능한 거야?
Are you sure that's what you want?
되돌리는 것이
흑두루미 특도 믿음.
공주의 계획에 동의한다. 이러면은 갑자기 플라위처럼 우하하 막 이렇게 될 거고. 미안해, 그럴 순 없어. 그냥 죽인다. 아니, 근데 나는 신세카이의 신이 돼야 되기 때문에 설득해서 죽여야겠다.
And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
다른 방법은?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
근데 설자가 그랬거든. 공주는 살기 위해서 어떤 말이라도 할 거라 그랬는데 우리가 지금 약간 그래도 이게 본체면은 그래도 이게 뭔가 있다면은 막 뭔가 지금 이런 거 같거든. 미안. 그럴 순 없어. 아니 또 죽이는 마당에 미안하다고 하는 것도 좀 그렇고 그냥 쿨하게.
So this is really it then. Let's see this through.
So, that's how it is. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out.
근데 너도 나 죽였잖아.
Despite our differences, I've
뭐?
always loved you.
뭐야
I
이거?
wish you nothing but the best.
사랑했다고? 에? 눈을 깜빡이자 공주는 사라진다. 남은 것은 당신의 심장 한구석에 자리 잡은 작고 슬픈 약간의 무게뿐이다. 뭐야, 사랑하던 사이야? 당신과 공주를 탄생시킨 방법이 무엇이었든 그것은 거칠고 날카로웠으며 당신과 공주 각각에게 서로의 조각을 간직하도록 만들었다. 당신이 그녀를 완전히 파괴함으로써 당신은 자신의 일부 또한 파괴했다. 그러나 세계는 멸망하지 않았다. 계속된다.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
맞아. 돌아오지
Then we
않아.
did what we set out to do.
쓰레기.
아니 왜?
Come on, let's get going.
떠난다. 계단으로 오른다. 그리고 오두막을 나선다.
It's quiet here.
죽음으로부터 해방된 세계라고? 당신은 우주적인 규모의 날개를 느낀다. 에? 그러나 유한한 공간 속에 구겨지고 뒤틀려 고통스럽게 묶여있다.
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
심장을 열고 당신의 새로운 왕국을 목도하라. 목도하라! 오잉? 산산이 부서진다. 당신의 손을 수없이 피로 물들인 고난의 순환 끝에 당신의 의지를 만들어낸 새로운 절대적 현실. 그러나 새로운 세계에는 더 이상 피를 흘릴 일이 없을
The
것이다.
whispering and the coercion.
너 편집증 입겔.
Everything horrible about
That wasn't very
냉혈
hard to
입겔.
speak for yourself.
영웅의 목소리.
I hope this was all
상디
worth it,
입겔.
because I'm personally. It's good to be back. Now we just have to
반항심
figure out what to
입겔.
do with ourselves. Yeah, we can do that.
어머, 유아르도. 나는 그래서 결국에는 신세카이의 신이 되어서 새로운 세계를 만들었다. 나라는 신이 존재. 대신 외로운 신이 됐네요, 이제. 오. 어머 어머.
창세해버렸다.
잠깐만. 메인 메뉴로? 잠시만요. 불러오기. 저 궁금한 게 이거 마지막 거만 안 죽이고 이젠 공주랑 한번 여기서 살려볼게요.
So how about we figure something?
살리면 어떻게 되는지.
So make me put it all back. Make me send us back to the
해설자도
beginning.
없는 곳으로 갈 수 있는 거야? 널 잊고 싶지 않아.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends.
뭐야, 너랑
right?
같이 가면 세계가 멸망한다고?
Not like I care.
뭐야, 그럼 이거야?
But
얘가 살아있으면은
it seems
세계가
important to
멸망하고 얘를 죽이면은 내가 신이기 때문에 신세카이를 만들 수 있는데 공주랑 얘랑 나랑 좋아해져 버려가지고 메아리가 빡쳐가지고 얘를 죽이게끔 설자가 계속 이제 죽이게끔 만드는 거야, 길을. 둘이는 양립할 수 없으니까? 뭐 약간 모르겠다 이런.
Yeah, I think it's too late
너무
for
늦은
that.
거라고?
But maybe next time.
동의.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your
공주님을
back.
지지한다.
I guess I'll see you on the other side.
공주님을 지지하라. 자 일단
She
공주님한테 칼을
takes the
주고.
blade from our hand, a fondness in her gaze.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
웃어버렸다. 뭐야?
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin.
아예
And in
총.
the
씨발
basement
세이브
of that
말고.
cabin,
로드. 뭐야?
you're on a
야.
path in the woods. And at the end
불러오기. 어디서부터 해야 되지? 여기서 한번 불러와 볼까? 아니야, 뭔가 이상해. 완전 리셋 같은데? 아, 새로운 거 나온다고요? 아,
you're on
그럼
a path
다시.
in the woods. You're here to slay her.
쫄지 말고.
If you don't,
자, 조용히 가겠습니다. 뭐야? 아, 뭐야, 이게 끝이야? 아, 계속 그거네. 계속 반복해가지고 이제 그 공주가 원하는 무한 그 루프네요. 그 원하는 세상이 올 때까지 계속 이걸 돌린다 이거야. 계속 가라는 거구나. 그냥 그런 느낌이었네요. 불러오기. 요거 여기서
Whatever you're
한번 아무 말도
She's
하지
too many
않는다.
things all at once. There's still a piece of me nestled.
It's time to resume.
춤춥시다.
You can't.
이거는 그러면은 똑같은 거 같은데. 그치, 여긴 똑같은 거 같고. 그러면 여기에서 한번 와볼까? 그의 최후를
I've said my. It's
지켜본다.
like I said.
칼 안 들고 내려가기. 오두막으로 한 번 더. 어디서부터 해야 되지? 잠깐만. 그래도 여기로 오네. 여기 이미 내가 칼을 들고 내려온 건가? 아니지. 어디서 로드 해야 되지? 여기서야?
It's been so long. And my heart has ached
3번에서
for this moment.
설정 불러오기 3번 확인. 공주를 죽인다 했는데요? 아, 간다 할 때 칼 안 들고.
There is no.
Whatever you're.
자, 여기서
They're still where you left. There's still a piece of me.
It's time to
She's relentless.
여기서 준비됐어 한 다음에 이거 내려갈 때 여기서 칼을 이제 안 들고 가기. 오케이. Let's go.
And here we are. Do you?
그냥 지하실 들어간다.
No blade it is.
자,
I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but
과연.
your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we
돌바닥이
were
있네.
here?
좀 뭔가 바뀐 건가?
First time we heard her voice.
Have you figured out what you want to do?
It sounded just like that.
아가리 내려간다.
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
그냥
And
모습
there you
똑같네요.
are, hands empty. So you don't
또
feel like
뭐가
recreating our first
달라질까?
meeting detail for detail. I wonder, maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
공주 앞에 죽인다라는 선택지가 없네. 넌 오야야 이거 뭐냐?
No.
이게
I
나
feel like I'm
자신이고.
myself again. Honestly, me neither.
우리는 서로 우리 둘이 그냥 떠나버릴까?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I
어머.
don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
뭐 갑자기 눈이 맞은 거야 이거? 어머! 여러분, 남자는 말이 많으면은 재미가 없어요. 손을 그냥 잡아줍니다. 세이브해줘. 알았어. 자, 손 그냥 잡아버립시다.
Okay then.
야야야야야야야야야야 팍스리한 여거 얼굴 바로 붉어져가지고 지금
I think I'm gonna stay right here.
쉿! 이런 표정
Whatever you're doing
지어가지고.
right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
그래. 우리
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long
일단
anyways.
영웅의 목소리는
The others are still
냅두고
around here somewhere.
공주랑 떠나겠습니다. 손을 맞잡은 채로 당신과 공주는 마지막으로 지하실을 떠난다. 어머! 하지만 그 정적에는 무언가 힘이 담겨있다. 미지에 대한 기대감이다. 계단의 끝에서 공주가 멈춰선다. 그녀의 손이 떨리는 것이 느껴진다. 공주의 짧고 긴 삶들의 여정 속에서 그녀는 처음으로 자신을 확신하지 못한다. 어머! 에큐! 이내 그녀는 문을 향해 나아간다. 들뜬 듯이 당신의 손을 끌어당긴다.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could. And if it's bad, then.
어머, 뭐야 이거?
Not with you.
갑자기? 준비됐어?
Of course I am. Are you?
어머! 열린 엔딩인가? 무슨 일이 일어날지 모르고 일단은 나가버리는 거네. 이거 나쁘지 않네요. 나도 신이 되기가 싫고 공주도 나를 죽이기 싫고 그냥 이제 앞에 무슨 일이 있든 말든 그냥 둘이 그냥 힘을 합쳐서 메아리고 뭐고 다 그냥 다 필요 없고 그냥 열어서 가겠다. 오히려 나는 이게 더 이 게임 뭐야 여러분들은 당연히 우결충이니까 이 세 번째 엔딩 이걸 좀 좋아할 것 같네요. 메인 메뉴 불러오기 여기서 한번 죽여봐야지.
Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice.
아니 이 루트 자체가 그냥 개그 루트였네. 아니 이 루트 자체가 약간 좀 패왕색 루트였어.
You drop the blade, pathetically. She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fragged you fall to your knees. Your every blow is as punishing as the first.
야 심지어 아까보다 더 많이 패는 것 같은데요? 아까 이 손자를 못 본 것 같은데.
With blood somewhere inside of you.
어머.
Poor thing. I'll go ahead.
She places a confident heel. Her knee
다른데?
falls to your throat.
아까는 실장검법 나왔는데 지금은 실장검법 안 나오는데?
End like this. I'm sorry, but everything goes dark.
어머.
And you. Your honor.
성체는 똑같네요. 뭐 재밌었습니다. 잠깐만. 설정. 이게 좀 달라. 뉘앙스가. 또 지금 엔딩이 또 뭐 더 볼 수 있는가? 아까 버린 칼을 주었어요. 최하는 단감 없는 채로 배신 때리기. 아니 엔딩이 몇 개인지는 모르겠는데 성체에서 반항하기? 잠깐만 일단 가보자.
Oh, she will. Can we turn down
언제
the pessimism?
배신하냐에 따라 루트가 전부 다르고 칼 안 들고 가서 배신한 것도 루트가 달라요.
아 진짜요? 수자. 그러면 이거 칼 안 들고 들어가 봐야 되네? 들어간다. 칼 안 들고 한번 들어가 보자.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time the princess towers over you.
그 얘한테 반항해 볼까 한번? 아까는 납작 엎드려가지고 네 발로 기었는데.
The little bird has returned to me.
이번에는?
We see your hands are empty and more than a
근데
little
단검도 안 들고 와서
disappointed.
이래도 돼? 단검 들고 와가지고 개 지랄했어야 됐는데.
She's disappointed.
Kneel.
꿇어라. 싫어.
But the words
아이.
don't leave your mouth. Instead,
That's my good little bird. No. The last time we met,
반항하자,
what
반항.
draws you back here beyond the speak?
나 근데 이거 단검 안 들고 오지 않았나?
the last time nobody should have met her before this, then you shouldn't have trusted. He's being melodramatic, but
일단
that's
PTSD 잔뜩
worrying.
와버렸고 침묵을 유지한다.
Do you think holding shut your beak is
Oh my
enough to
God.
stop me?
Can she do that? There's nothing she can't do.
Confused, meek, a chorus of submissive indecision. It doesn't matter.
아니 배신하려고 안 가지고 왔는데?
brushed aside. And there it is.
세계를 멸망시킬
Something
운명이다.
about that thought wraps itself around my. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. It's time for me to seize my destiny.
She's an
이건 약간 나무위키를 봐야 될 것 같아. 충성을 맹세한 데밖에 없네.
This isn't about
결국 이것도 충성인가?
your will was so. All you need to do now is.
If this is what you want,
아 여기서 단검을 오히려 가져왔으면
There's still something in the way. Is that a
that's impossible.
You're a small.
No.
I don't.
설자랑 1대1로 싸웠다가
Rise,
죽어버리고.
my little bird.
아
Without
탐색 자체가 저기
hesitation.
선택
How are we
지행
supposed to
경우도
do that?
있다고?
You poor red. It's easy. Please. There's nothing. All right.
이거 끊는다밖에
The
없네.
chains shat.
What a good.
이제 어떻게 되죠? 손을 잡는다. 그럼 탐색지를 또 많이 누르면 또 다른 깜짝이야. 다른 엔딩이 또 나올 수도 있고 그런 건가? 되게 좀 심오하다.
She's gone. Is that a? What is that supposed? This is what.
일단 거울을 다가간다. 둥기가 몇 개야 도대체? 내 얼굴. 얼굴이 없다. 엔딩 가보는 건 좀 빡센 것 같고.
You're the. You. No, I'm not. From one vantage point, I must.
나는 모르겠다, 님들. 죽어. 아, 네, 스팀에 있습니다. 예. 아우, 듣다 짜증나가지고, 파괴시켜버렸는데요. 여기는 뭐 선택지가 딱히 없는 것 같은데. 여기까지 왔으면은 선택지가 뭐 있나? 네가 그리웠어. 마구마구 이제 대화를 한번 많이 해보자. 뭐 바뀌는 게 있나 한번 궁금해서. 아 이거 죽일까?
Violence has always been our language.
근데 나 단검 안 들고 왔는데요?
You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing. But at the feet of that power, when I proclaimed my
저 칼도 안 가져왔는데 이거 어떻게 죽여요?
Without me, there is.
침묵을 유지한다. 대답도 안 해. 어이구. 손깍지는 아까도 껴졌고. 유령 나와서 얘기하고 싸움을 끝내고 항복한다도 있네, 여러분들. 아까 내가 항복은 안 했었지. 애들 영혼하고 다 얘기 안 하고 항복은 안 해봤으니까 항복해야지. 오! 새로운 엔딩이다.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
자신을 해방시킨다. 어머. 당신은 자유롭다. 그녀도 함께한다.
It's magnificent.
야, 이거 너무 기괴한데 이거? 이제 어떻게 되죠?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
무한을 향해 발을 내딛는다? 근데 나 이게 뭔가 진행님 같은데 부금이 제일 마음에 들어. 진짜 약간 지금 약간 진짜 딱 중학생 때 페이트 보던 느낌 있잖아. 뭔지 알지? 약간 그 존나 이해는 안 가지만 약간 중2 감성이 잔뜩 있어가지고 뭔가 이해는 안 되지만 뭔가 이 감성에 함께하고 싶은 그런 중이한 감성이 이 엔딩에서 지금 나오는 것 같아. 나 약간 이게 좀 마음에 드는데? 오! 당신은 존재한다. 그리고 이해한다. 지금까지 그래왔고 앞으로도 계속 후. 당신의 본질은 갈등을 품고 있지만 둘은 결코 떨어지지 않을 것이다. 두려움을 모른 채 살아갈 것이다. 당신과 공주는 마침내 집에 도착했다. 어머! 어머. 나는 이 엔딩이 제일 마음에 들어. 부금도 제일 마음에 들고. 약간 달의 냄새가 난다. 저는 이게 마음에 드네요. 오. 이런 똥 엔딩을 좀 좋아합니다. 여러분들은 뭔가 열린 아까 그 사랑해요 엔딩을 좋아하겠지만 나는 이게 뭔가 마음에 들어. 약간 중딩 때 중딩 때 페이트 처음 본 느낌. 뭐야. 이거 재밌네. 아무튼 여러분 제가 1월달에는 정말 벌써부터 기괴한 감성으로다가 방송을 또 시작을 하네요. 휴가도 갔다 오니까 역시 나의 그 이제 7년 전에 근본으로 돌아온 느낌이야. 역시 7년 전에 근본으로 다시 돌아와가지고 이제 좀 이게 기괴한 감성을 또 채우고 있네. 첫날부터 BL하고 뭐 아주 이 기괴의 감성 너무 마음에 들어. 나 이 게임 썸네일 보자마자 솔직히 너무 하고 싶었거든. 썸네일 보자마자 하고 싶었어. 마음에 드네요.
이거 휴가 전 소니쇼였으면 오늘 하고 내일까지 했다. 휴가가 이걸 상이었어.
아니야 그건 아니야. 저는 제가 마음에 들거나 제가 제 취향에 쏙 맞는 게임 하면은 솔직히 약간 내일 그냥 수행 맞지 뭐 이러고 방송할 때도 있거든. 근데 물론 그래서 후회한 적도 많아요. 물론 그래놓고 다음날 좀 아파가지고 엄마 부르고 막 이제 그런 적도 있었는데 지금 이 게임은 그런 정도도 아니지만 엔딩이 수많은 엔딩이 있다고 하지만 지금 딱 이만큼 본 것만으로도 굉장히 알잘딱이고 이 게임의 분위기나 뭐 이 게임의 감성을 충분히 알겠어. 나는 이 게임 우리가 3시간 반 정도 넘게 했는데 1월달 매우 베리굿 아주 마음에 들어. 그리고 오히려 휴가 갔다 와서 내 본투비 오리지널 기괴 감성을
프로이드의 정신분석 이론과 낙항의 거울 단계 이론을 게임으로 표현한 것 같음.
몰라 그것까진 모르겠고요. 저는 그냥 옛날에 중딩 때 페이트 바 입장에서 제가 공예 경기 뭔 내용인지도 모르는데 그냥 진짜 일러스트만 보고 좋아하고 막 그랬거든요. 부금 좋아하고 딱 진짜 그 느낌. 약간 나의 잃어버린 한 15년 잃어버린 16년을 되찾은 느낌이야. 가실까요? 약간 가버렸어. 아까처럼 막 함께 문을 열어요 뭐 이런 거보다 나는 이쪽이 더 마음에 들어. 약간 어디로 갈지 모르는 불투명한 미래. 뭐 사랑해 뭔 사랑해라 뭐 개같은 사랑해요. 이 감성이지. 마음에 드네요. 저는 이 엔딩을 베스트로 뽑겠습니다. 분기점도 많고 좋네요. OST 듣기 계속 들을 수 있는 거야? 아, 이게 OST야? 아무튼 즐거웠습니다, 여러분들. 여기까지. 저는 마지막 엔딩이 제일 마음에 들었는데 여러분들은 어떤 엔딩이 마음에 드셨나요? 자세한 것은 직접 플레이하시거나 뭐 다른 분들이 한 거 열심히 찾아보시길 바랍니다. 저는 여기서 오늘 커트.
더 좋은 엔딩도
진짜?
있대요. 고생하셨어요.
재밌는데? 감사합니다. 안녕냥.